everybody, and welcome. I'm standing here all set to go. Tom and Josh around the background. Welcome to round 2 of the IndyCar series in 2023. We've moved everything up a little bit due to the start time as well. There's rain in the air, and it's not forecast to come down until after this race broadcast. And also, things are going to work differently here for the Texas 375. Alongside me is Tom Dillon and Josh Turner. Now, what's going to happen is I'm here for the first 40 minutes of this broadcast. Then I'm going to step out to go and do MotoGP. Tom's going to take over the lead commentary role alongside Josh. And also you'll still hear everything from pit road because Josh has got the Sky plug-in to his bus mixer as well. So he'll be changing everything up and busking as well with all those technologies is what I was trying to say. Josh, you all set up for that as well? It's everyone's got all hands on deck here tonight for the broadcast.
Yeah, hello. I should have that all set up as well. Driver tracker should be ready as well shortly.
All I'm going to say is Tom's there as well. Tom, you got the timing 721, haven't you? I can't remember if you do or not.
Yeah, that's all set up. Let me just put my... Oh dear, because I've got OBS open, my camera's not working for a moment on the broadcast, so we apologise, but we'll sort that out in a moment.
Let's go over to the command.
Yes.
Okay. We'll save it.
Drivers, start your engines.
There you go, drivers, start your engines. There's 250 laps ahead of us here today, so it shouldn't be too long to come through and have the acceleration. And fingers crossed, this is going to be a fun race. Now, as always, we can just about hear the cars in the background, but they're not 100%. So here's your starting grid then, as things stand. On the inside as well, we're going to have... Oh, well, that's the wrong camera screen. Here we go. Felix Rosenquist with Scott Dixon, Alexander Rossi, Joseph Newgarden, Pato O'Ward, Takuma Sato, Alex Palou, Will Power, David Malukas, Colton Herter, Roman Grosjean, Devlin DiFrancesco, Benjamin Peterson in there in 13th. And then we're going to have further down Santino Ferrucci, Scott McLaughlin, Marcus Ericsson, Callum Ilott, Ed Carpenter, as then we're going to have Austin Calapo as well in 19th, Carl Kirkwood, Hella Cashneva, Simon Panchero, Stingray Robb, Graham Rahal, Conor Dalis, Rinus VK, Christian Lungard and Jack Harvey, the 28 runners and riders in this session. And away we go. Let's hand over to NBC for a second on down pit road.
Years since Felix Rosenquist has been in victory lane in the NGT IndyCar Series, but the 31-year-old Swede desperately wants to get back there today, and he's got a great starting spot to do it from. He's on the pole, and he has to be sensible with his other teammates up there. Already, the orange cars have been mentioned. They need to work together early. Marty Snyder.
Well, Dave, you never know what can happen at Texas until the checkered flag. Good example, last year, Scott McLaughlin led 186 laps, but was passed by his teammate Joseph Newgarden on the last corner of the last lap. He told me a moment ago, even to this day, it stings that I did not win that. He's going to be the show early on, starts 15th, told me he will aggressively use the high line to get to the front.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, Marty, but let's dial up Joseph Newgarden, last year's winner, and see what he has to say about things today. Hey, Joe New, it's Townsend Bell up in the NBC Sports booth. You got me?
Well, we're hoping he's got him. Has he got him?
Hey, Joseph, it's Townsend in the NBC Sports booth. You got me?
Answer no.
Yeah, but I got you. Hey, sensational result last year. That was something special, making the move on the high side. But McLaughlin told me he's not going to let that happen again. Do you think you're going to see him at the finish of this again, side by side?
Again, side by side. Look, Townsend, this is a tough race. You know, just because the chicken has wings doesn't mean it can fly. And not getting ahead of myself. I think Scott's going to be really tough to beat today, along with a bunch of other cars, including some of these in front of us. Look, we're in the PPG car, the PPG 375. We just renewed with them for multi-year deals going forward, and excited to represent them. Look, we win this race. Not the pace is down, the pace is front forward. So I'm excited to get going.
Copy that. One more question. Outside of Team Penske, who's your biggest threat to win today?
Definitely my teammates. You know, I always think of them. I know how good my car is. I got the same weapon as me. These guys in front of us are going to be really tough to beat. We got to be heads up, you know, fast in the pits. But I know I've got the best of the best behind me. So we're just going to try and focus forward today.
Can't wait to watch it, bud. Good luck. Be safe.
Joseph is the...
I'm just going to interrupt to just confirm to Josh Turner. Josh, I need the driver tracker. Tom won't need it later. Tom can do it himself, I believe, later. But I'm going to need it, Josh. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Right, okay.
Is it ready?
Yeah, it should be. Let me just change cameras over.
Fab, and that'll appear in the side of our box here on the battle screen. I'm hoping I'm leaving you two with a good race later as well, and I'm hoping that... I know it's cheeky of me, but I'm hoping that we get a red flag. And we might, because there's a little bit of water already coming onto the track. I've just seen on board one of the cars, and there's a few spittles of rain. But we are getting ready for the start, guys. I'm going to have to press you on this because we've got the cameras on the wrong way round with the systems as well coming on. But we're all set then, ready to go for the PPG 375 coming to you live from the Texas Motor Speedway. We're ready, we're steady, it'll be green flag, and away we go here in Texas. Ready, steady, green flag, away we go, and Dixon's jumped it down towards turn 1, and Newgarden and Rossi all was cutting the grass, and they're all doing it, coming through turn 1 and 2, clean getaway for everyone as they swing back, up the high line we go as well, and so far, Josh, it's a clean start. Dixon back as Rosenquist has taken the lead away before turn 3.
Yeah, it is. And why does everything have to go wrong as coming to... and that's round the outside, it's Dixon.
Dixon, as we complete the first lap, swings it round the outside and retakes the lead, as you can probably see in the bottom picture as well. Clean getaway for everyone then. What an opening lap we've seen here already. A side-by-side for the back as well. That is Joseph Newgarden coming on the inside of Rossi. Rosenquist just in front. McLaren are dominating at the front, but here comes the Penske's as well. Just like 12 months ago. Round the outside. Newgarden going for the lead of the race. Has he got it away? Yes, he has. Joseph Newgarden leads on lap 3 of the race here at the Texas Motor Speedway. A demon start from him, and he's got up the front, Tom.
Yeah, it was such a superb getaway, wasn't it? And now he's in the lead of the race. Joseph Newgarden has got Dixon, though Dixon now back to the outside into turn 1. He's going to get the position now.
A demon getaway as well. They're all doing cleanly. Dixon leads. Newgarden, Rossi, O'Ward coming through. Rosenquist in 5th position as well as they swing back through. Down on the low line as well. And so far, so good. This is actually being a decent setup. No one's having too much of an expectation, as well as Rossi and Rosenquist coming together as well, trying to go side by side with a battle through T1, T2. This is absolutely unbelievable stuff. And Josh, if you make your camera a bit bigger, we can get through. There we go, they're perfect.
There was a NASCAR Truck Series race here last night, so that's different rubber. So Hinch, talk about that. A lot of drivers were worried about using that high line because of the different rubber, but it seems fantastic right now.
It does seem to be working, and look, we've run here with the trucks before as we see Joseph Newgarden in the PPG blue and white machine go back to the front, and it's something that teams have experienced. So even though the drivers were a little hesitant, we've seen this before, you're going to feel the car a little bit different in that first stint, but once we get one stint of Firestone rubber down, this track's really going to come alive, and it's already racing really well.
There should be no surprise that the two guys up front have both won twice in the last 5 years. It is a good intra-team scrap here between Alexander Rossi and the pole man, Felix Rosenquist, as they both tuck in behind Pato O'Ward. So the 3 Arrow McLaren Chevrolets all in a line, and here comes the birthday boy from yesterday.
You've moved
Look
it.
at him on the inside, Alex Palou in the American Legion Honda, Dave.
And
Pit
watching
road.
Felix Rosenquist, who fell back from the pole there at the start and then gained a position back on his teammate. As you see now, Palou taking that position over for 5th. Rosenquist is okay, nothing on the radio so far, and trying that high line. He went back around it to pass his teammate Alexander Rossi. Racing director Gavin Ward told me for the McLarens, we need to be sensible as this race starts. It looks like Rosenquist has been. He's collected it now and trying to move back up.
You know, the last few seasons, this race has been a little bit more of a track position race. You don't see this kind of action as we see Pato O'Ward now
Wow!
around Scott Dixon on This is the most frantic start. Normally the first few laps you see a lot of action, then you settle into a rhythm. There is no settling right now. These drivers are white-knuckling these steering wheels and going for it.
Div Pato Award wants more. This guy looked so good in practice yesterday running the high line. He was the most comfortable driver in that very uncomfortable position in the high groove. Alex Palou moving forward, so it's Penske, McLaren, Ganassi running 1, 2, 3, and the McLaren teammates further back with Rossi and Rosenquist are just grinding on it.
And the other orange and blue car ahead of them is Scott Dixon, who has gone from the lead now to drift back to 4th place and seems content, seems to be doing that on purpose.
I almost thought that exact same thing. He let his teammate out.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose, and now we're seeing on the inside as well, Pato Award really struggling to hold back. Alex Palou is coming up the field as well. So, lap 11 of this Texas 375 race. So much action happening, Josh, as well. And the racing, superb like it is, they're racing against the weather, literally, as we've just said as well. They're all trying to come back on the inside line.
Yeah, they are racing against the weather indeed, as I think we're all sorted, which is good news. Newgarden's currently out in front. Award below Dixon as well.
And
looking side by side, and here's a replay.
So many spots of water, you don't know where they're coming from as well. It's not rain, but this is on the inside. That was at the start when we went back to green. Really close stuff as Rosenquist nearly made a lunge move as well. And now we're looking at O'Ward at the back of Newgarden as well. Already 13 laps in the book then of 250 at the Texas Motor Speedway as well. They come by thick and fast here as well, as Tom's just setting up all the OBS stuff when he takes over on the commentary as well, which makes sense. Rossi with the fastest speed, remember. It's not the fastest lap here in the oval races. It is the speed that matters the most, as our picture's frozen up in the commentary box, which is just what we need as well. I think they've had a lightning strike. So NBC, do you remember, Josh, we had this back in the previous round as well, so it's still affecting them as well. At least we've got a timing screen coming through as well on this monitor. Say again?
Is it time for the, we are temporarily sorry for these temporary fixer problems?
I don't know why they keep having these issues, but the rain is starting to come down. I wonder we might go... I'm honestly thinking, guys, we could go red because the clouds are getting darker, and also there's more spots of water starting to hit the camera lenses as well on top of the cameras. And Tom, if we do go red, every single drop of water, it takes an hour to dry the track up as well with the jet dryers, so we could be here a long time.
We could be here all night. Now, they have got, of course, tomorrow. If they want to race tomorrow, they are able to do so. That is the beauty of oval racing. It doesn't take a load of track personnel and things. It's not like Formula 1 where it wouldn't be a possibility. This is a possibility for us to race tomorrow.
So, it is lap 16 of 250 as they come through. Newgarden leads. Yep, so the race has started. We need to make it to 180 laps to make this race official in the books. But that's easily done, and it's easily got to as well. As round the outside as well, we're seeing the battle now with Scott McLaughlin as well. Wheel-to-wheel stuff through turn 2 and 3. He's pushing it as much as he likes, isn't he? And McLaughlin getting through on Santino Ferrucci was a very crucial manoeuvre to have it break through. Well, this is looking great. I'm just hearing Tom Gaymore apologising for the break-up in pictures. It is the storm that's coming in, Tom, that's affecting them. And I suppose the Americans do use a different broadcast system to us in Europe as well, so they're more susceptible to these thunderstorms areas, and we are in a grandstand area, but we're racing now effectively to try and get to half distance to make the race official, aren't we? Which is lap 125. And what lap 19 now?
I mean, if this is how it was always going to be, I don't know why we didn't just think about, racing tomorrow anyway. But these are the guys that hold the power, and they've made that decision based on, I'm sure, the information that's been presented to them. So we can't really complain a great deal. But I suppose it's going to be an interesting one. I'm not too sure we are going to get a race here, Josh.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think we're going to be waiting around. Right now, there's a little bit of sunshine at turn 1 and 2. Josh, you're our meteorologist. Have you got anything open on the weather? You've been checking it all day at Texas. Are we worried about it? Because Matthew Owens said that it's coming after 1 p.m., but it kept closing in, so it's coming for us.
Yeah, well, just having a look at the lightning maps as the timings have gone down, I think.
Timings have blown. Wow, that's unusual for the timing screens to blow.
But lightning is not a problem at this current time.
That's great news. There we go. Timings have come back to us as they come through. So the race then has calmed down from the early explosion that we had. It's now lap, we don't know, 246 to go of the race because, well, that's not right because we're not on lap 4 of the race. So the timing screen.
Okay, lap 22.
Yeah, they're on lap 22 of 250. And
That's fine lot.
Yeah, the timing screens have jumped back to lap 4. So not sure what's happened there. Oh, it's just this is what we like, Tom, isn't it? It's the constant drama of IndyCar broadcast. Will the equipment work? Will the equipment not work?
Well, what won't work, unfortunately, is the driver tracker on my end. So we're gonna have to just run with the track map on the OBS, which is frustrating. But anyway, the OBS is all set up.
Brilliant.
It looks okay. I'm going to say at the moment, but no, we're continuing on. We're on board with Scott McLaughlin on the television pictures as he rounds turn 3 here at Texas Motor Speedway, turn 4, I should say, up to the start-finish line. He looks pretty comfortable at the moment, doesn't he? 230, little bit of a lift as he goes through into turn 1, taking a very low line. It's not the same as a couple of years ago at Texas, where we had that massive abrasive substance that meant you could only take one line here. This time, it is simple. We're back to regular running.
Jess says, is it me or do I see raindrops? No, it's not just you. We're all seeing it, and we're all incredibly worried about those drops of water that we keep seeing on the monitor. But it does look a bit sunshine through turn 1, but any British person watching now knows as well. It can be sunny and then followed by a massive downpour. It's that weird little eye of the storm you get. But right now, we are chasing the storm at the moment here at Texas Motor Speedway. The race moved up 20 minutes. That time, by the way, 4 minutes time, and we've only done 26 laps. By the end of that, we should be doing a maximum of 35 laps to try and get another 100 in the hour is possible before the rain comes down as expected just after 1 p.m. And we went on here at 12 p.m. Eastern, so we're racing to the hour effectively before I leave the commentary box. So I know I'm being really cruel, but you guys can shove it up to NBC if you need a break as well during a red flag. But I'm hoping we just have an hour red flag so I can slip away, do MotoGP, and come back.
Well, we'll be for long. It will be okay, I'm sure. But anyway, I'm just trying to. I've just remembered that you're not going to be here, Josh. So I don't know why I decided it'd be a good idea to set up your camera as well. So now I'm fixing that problem.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm not going to be here. It's you and it's literally just you and Josh that you need.
I've got the trusty my handheld mic holder cup, if necessary.
Might be needed because wearing headsets all night is not fun as well. But guys, remember, after this, we're done. We don't have to do anything else. The long night can officially end. I still haven't slept, by the way. I've been up 17 hours now, and still going, still pumping. And feel absolutely terrible as well, which is always nice. MotoGP's build-up is coming up as well. I'm actually simulcasting as well, as we'll leave it with Tom and Josh coming up at 40 minutes past the hour. Still got 20 minutes. Let's see if we can get to 60. So, 18 minutes have gone. We've done 30 laps of running, and we're coming out to our first green flag pit stop. That's going to be a very crucial time to see as well exactly who's going to be where as well, and who's going to filter out. Newgarden at the moment, winner last year, Tom, leading by 0.8 of a second, now 9 to Newgarden.
Yeah, he is. He's looking very comfortable, isn't he? He didn't look so comfortable last year, of course, that last lap overtake on, I think it was lap, it was lap 250, wasn't it? But now, right now he looks comfortable, though Pato Ward knows that cautions are obviously very, very common on an oval, and it's not going to take long for Newgarden's party to be spoilt somewhat, but right now he's getting the laps in at this stage in a 375-mile race. Everyone's focused on mileage, and he'll be focused on mileage as well. So at the end of the day, it's pretty standard stuff for him.
The great news is, I'd just like to relax everyone with, is that for the next race that I'm not covering Long Beach that much, but for the next race, which I think will be Road America, where I'm back fully, 100%, the timing screen will be dealt with via an iPad HDMI cable. So no more having to do all this, and we can just get in the comm box and get everything sorted with the cameras ASAP. So we're nearly there, everybody, on the good running as well. As well, on board with Newgarden trying to lap the field now as well as Tom Gamel's coming across in my ears a bit loud as well. Newgarden lapping the field after 33 laps and 19 minutes. So 35 after 20, we'll get to 70 after 40, and then that's halfway to the halfway we need. Oh, Newgarden's pushing it, Tom. It's incredibly hard towards the line. He's giving everything out there.
Will they do that where if we get to halfway, they'll just call it there if there's any more rain, or will they try and come back tomorrow?
If we get past halfway, they'll push on, and then if we get a red flag, they'll do their best. But if they lose the light, they'll call the race official. So if we don't get to halfway, we'll be back tomorrow if it rains. I mean,
that makes sense.
Yeah, myself, Matthew Owens, and yourself, Josh, remember the pain last year at Worldwide Technology Raceway, the penultimate race of the year.
Yeah.
A 7-hour red flag fill was not nice through the middle of the night. It was 5 a.m. when we got out of there. Same actually went for NASCAR when we were at Nashville Motor Speedway, as lapped cars getting out of the way. And this is getting a bit tense now as well. Not sure if it's dirt or water on the lens. It's a bit of mixture of both, isn't it, Tom, as they come through? And Josh.
I think it's dirt. We would have been red flagged by now if it was not anything but dirt. These guys, they're not very content with running anything in the wet on an oval, even if it's just a tiny little bit. So I think we're okay for now on that front.
Newgarden lapping the field again and making it a little bit closer to Ware as he comes into the tri-oval section at the top of the hill here at Texas Motor Speedway. And that is that's the second time he's lapped the Hy-Vee car as well at the back of the field with the United Rentals of Graham Rahal. So that's going to be a little bit more fun coming through. Rahal's 24th at the moment and is a couple of laps down. Think our timing screen, has it adjusted? It's not, no, lap 16. So
it's correct. The laps are just not right.
Yeah, the timing screen is correct in the order, but the lap counter's wrong. There's not 243 laps to go, 245 laps to go. There's actually a bit more than that. There's a bit less than that because it's going funny. It wouldn't be a NASCAR. Oh, hang on. Now it's flicked back to 230. Now it's to 248. So the timing tower is slowly getting itself together. Either way, we're racing for 375 miles here at Texas, at Fort Worth, Texas as well, if you're wondering, if you wanted to check your weather radar. That's what I'm doing now, Fort Worth here as well, but with Scott McLaughlin as he comes into the tri-oval section. Dixon's up to 4th, he's passed Rossi, so Dixon's passed Rossi for 4th, and Palou still in 3rd position.
Gliding through nicely, Scott McLaughlin, the car looking very, very comfortable right now. It's a little bit of dirty air. Joseph Newgarden, by the way, 1 second now he's pulled out to Pato O'Ward, so out of DRS range, if you will. Obviously, there's no DRS in IndyCar, especially on an oval. You definitely don't need it, but he's got that nice buffer.
Hello, Tom. Got your camera. Pit road.
Hello. Cars have been put 1 lap down, including the onboard car of Graham Rahal. I talked with Rico Nault from RLL this morning about the changes they tried to make overnight. He said Graham was probably the best of the 3. We went more drastic on Jack and Christian, but unfortunately they have not been able to solve the problems they have. They're still among the slowest on track and just trying to grind out a day here with some strategy. We'll see if they can make it happen, Marty.
Dave, working lap 42. While the passing may have settled down on the racetrack, the chess match on pit road has not settled down. What's the strategy for Pato O'Ward? Listen on the radio.
Sorry, man. There was...
Oh, what was it? The TV pictures have gone again. Really annoys me when this happens. It's because of the connection from NBC to the international feed link as well on Sky Sports F1. So it's really annoying that we keep losing this. This happened in St. Petersburg as well, and they should have fixed it.
They need to fix this.
It's been there we go. There we go.
Fuel, I think you're going to go to the low.
I mean, it's been a month. They can fix these issues. They've had a month. Then again, we've had a month, and we've still got the technical issues we had in round 1. But still, it's IndyCar. We just sort of roll with the punches.
But apparently, it's got something to do with satellites, literally in the sky. They beam them up, and when there's issues, they can't get a good connection to the satellite.
Yeah, because
you guys won't remember this, but I remember trying to watch the Women's Cricket World Cup final in 2022, I think it was. Not the one that we commentated, Josh. The other one
before,
that
yeah.
happened in 2022. As
Whoa,
down
that's...
the inside goes the DHL car.
Yep, that's Power getting passed by Romain Grosjean. Grosjean up to 7th position. That's the first on-track move we've seen in around about 15 minutes. And that's because they're all starting to filter back together again. And this is where we need to see. The drivers, you know, don't even know who they're racing. They just pass cars. It's up to their spotters up in the grandstands to tell them exactly who they are racing and why they are racing them. Do continue your story, Tom, about the World Cup.
And yeah, basically everything was broken for about 30 minutes. Sky couldn't get satellite connection.
Unbelievable. Can you imagine it happening if that happened with Formula 1 and we lost 30 minutes of the race? I think we'd all be jumping up and down, especially after today's race where every start we had was very, very crucial as well.
It goes Grosjean back to the outside, unless that's a replay. No, it is a replay. I apologise.
He's trying to pass Malukas as well, just ahead of him, and he got ahead eventually to Grosjean, but Malukas was a bit in the walls and almost put Grosjean in the wall. We had a nasty accident here at Texas a couple of years ago with Joseph Newgarden, who flipped up. Oh no, James Hinchcliffe, wasn't it? Oh, and caution's out! And it's one of the Chim Ganassis. I'm understanding it's the number 11.
It's 11, Takuma Sato.
So Sato is in the wall, and the caution comes out. We are under yellow. Oh, not that the timing tower shows it, unfortunately, because it's still showing green. But we are under yellow. The caution has come out, and Sato's in the wall. Well, that's exactly what we needed, isn't it?
Takes me back to the first ever oval race that I watched, Josh, at Pocono in 2019 when Takuma Sato ended up on his roof.
Yeah, that was the last time we raced at Pocono, wasn't it? And Sato was the cannonball run that day as well. The year before, of course, it was Robin Wickens who ended up in the catch fencing, spinning around at awesome speed as well on the 18th of August 2018. I remember that date because I was
not sure
at
he
Silverstone.
used the word awesome.
No, it was awesome speed, but it wasn't him. Oh, we've lost TV pictures again. Oh, now we're back again. Yeah, so we are under caution. Not that the timing tower shows it, that we're still under green. So if anybody knows why it's doing that, let me know, because apparently even the IndyCar Race Control's doing it. IndyCar Race Control has failed, so their own live timing data has gone down up here in the comms box. Oops a daisy, can't believe that the Indy 500 month is almost upon us again. Yeah. And if the systems are like this, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic way to cover it. I think IndyCar this year has been the worst start I've ever seen. The systems don't work. It's like they're all rusted. It's unbelievably bad. They need to update them coming into the 500.
Well, they didn't work last year, so I don't know what we expected this year. Maybe you thought 3 months off would fix it all, but no, apparently not. But anyway, I'm looking as we get to caution. This is disappointing for Joseph Newgarden, as I would try to read you my timing screen about all the pit stops and things, but I think we're just going to have to guess here because there's not really much we can discuss with everything being totally broken. But look, I'm reading, I don't know if this is true, that Joseph Newgarden is to pit road, but I thought pit road was closed.
It should be at this point in time. Is he coming down? Well, we'll take a look. I don't think he is. Is he comes in? Is he? No, Newgarden stays out on the track. So, this is now all just a waiting game. We're under caution. We're not green. We are under yellow. The timing screens are having a paddy, which does make you wonder, why do we cover IndyCar with the constant failures that we keep having? It's really... do you know, it's failures like this where a couple of years ago I decided I wasn't going to commentate on the full season. I was just going to do the Indy 500 and watch the rest of it because the systems just don't work. I know I had a paddy about them last time, but they don't work, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, it is frustrating, but Romain Grosjean, talk about him, 7th position at the moment. He started, his lowest position was 11th. He's going along nicely. His pit road is open, and we've got a lot of people going to pit road. Joseph Newgarden, Alex Blow, Pato Ward. In fact, the majority of the field are coming to pit road.
And now this is up to the mechanics who can do a really super stop. I'm keeping my eyes on Newgarden to see if he's the first one to be released from the pit lane. Drops the jack, and indeed he is. Does he get the win off pit road to keep the net lead of the race? It's just going to be about with Pato O'Ward. Yes, he does. Newgarden keeps the net lead of the race, and a few changes. There's been a crash on pit road, and it's one of the McLarens who have hit the back, I believe, of the 27 AutoNation car of Kyle Kirkwood. So it's Rossi who's hit Kirkwood.
Yeah, Rossi.
I believe. Is it Rossi? Well, I'd love to see, but we can't see the TV pictures. Number 7. Yeah, it is. You're right. It's Rossi who has hit the side of his old number 27 down on pit road. So Rossi wants to be back in time and go with the Andretti team again and tries to plough into them at the pit exit. Not great there at the moment either, as we've lost the international feed from NBC at the moment. As I'll refire the car. Doesn't look like there's a lot of wing damage there, Tom, so this should be okay.
Back at Texas Motor Speedway.
These are IndyCars. They don't have wings. Wing damage doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
But no, they're struggling at the moment to get that car. He could go a lap down here. It's only a 25-second lap. Make that 30, of course, if there's any issues. And in fact,
he tapped him. Yeah.
I don't. The McLaren wasn't the innocent party there. It was definitely an unsafe release. But could have been a little bit more aware. Could have the car that was turning in.
IndyCar race control needs to tell Will Power to pick a lane and hold it, and IndyCar timing and scoring is multiple laps behind TV as well. Yeah, it's USAC, isn't it? That's coming through as well. No, that's not it. Where are we going? Race control has been horrible this race. None of the red flags should have been called. That's IndyCar. That's F1, not IndyCar. Okay, well, I found one tweet saying about the timing towers not working. Rossi's having some wing damage then, so they are going to change it as a precaution. You don't want that failing on an oval. Flies off as well. We remember what happened to the late Justin Wilson at Pocono in 2015. A wing flew up in the air after an accident with the barrier and sadly hit him on the head as well, and he slammed into the concrete wall as well, and the resulting accident unfortunately caused his passing. And now this is a replay. So that's Rossi coming out of the pit box, lighting up the tyres, and Carl Kirkwood's going to come into the pit box now, and it's just a miscommunication of timing, and it's just going to go bang, bang, bang into the side. So nothing going to work out there, unfortunately. Is MotoGP building up? It's still starting at the same time, isn't it? They haven't changed it, and I've missed the start of it.
That would be awkward, wouldn't it?
That really would be awkward. And there's no timing either for that either. Time squeeze.
Sure,
Go on, Tom.
I'm quite impressed at the duration of this race. Under green flag, it should only take them an hour, so they can squeeze it in quite easily. It's 250 laps and then 0.25 minutes per lap, pretty much. They're going around about 25. Oh, we've just...
Yay! Timing tower's working!
Timing towers, except it's not actually working because I don't have drivers.
We've got the yellow flag flashing, which is important for us on the broadcast. There we go! 195 laps to go. Timing's working again. Newgarden, O'Ward, Pelot, Dixon, Rosenquist. They're the top 5 as things stand on lap 56 of 250. So,
you think this is bad, actually? You should see the timing tower I had to work with in that karting thing I did the other day.
Oh, God, yeah.
My word, that was a nightmare. It actually had broken, so drivers were being put into the wrong carts. So I called out, this guy has got onto pole position, only to find out that he hadn't been on pole position because he was in. His name was on the timing tower, but it wasn't actually him. And it also only updated at the end of every single lap.
Tom, I'm just going to say, I don't know when we're going green and when we get the call, but might be an idea to switch over to you coming up if we don't have another caution. Although yellows breed yellow, so I don't know what to do.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Right. We'll wait. Yeah, we'll wait until we get the one to go sign, and then we'll switch back over because it makes sense, I think, doesn't it, to change under a caution? Makes sense to me to hand over the baton. And what's going to happen is, to those watching, I'm going to leave the commentary box so I can cover MotoGP. Tom is taking over streaming from his side. He's got the same stream key, so you won't notice a difference. You won't have to change to a new stream or anything. Tom will literally just click start streaming on his OBS and take over from me here. I'll go and do MotoGP. As soon as the checker flag falls and everyone's crossed the line, I'll literally come back into the Discord, start screaming and saying, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. And we'll swap back over to this Discord, and then we'll all be together for the end of the race. Hopefully, we won't have a red flag either, as Rosenquist is coming through. I'm frantically looking around to see the one to go signal as well, as the pace car's still there. I can't see anything. We need Twitter. That's what we need, the wonderful Twitter, to have the information. More cars coming down pit road though, so we're still not going to go green with the cars out of sync as well. Love to tell you who they are, but the timing tower is still there. It's Rob, Harvey, so Stingray Rob, Jack Harvey, Conor Daly and Christian Lundgaard all going out, and it's actually going to be Lundgaard who's the worst of them all because he's going to lose. Oh, actually, no, he comes out in the middle of them, which I find surprising there.
I love how no one's talking about the fact that he's called Stingray Rob. I mean, that is the most incredible name I think I've ever heard.
Ah, this is what caused the red flag, guys, finally. They finally got the images for it. So we've got Ilot on the inside with Power in the middle, and on the high line is Sato, and they're just going to make contact. Well, they're not going to show it, so that might be for you to tell us about as well. The race has been declared wet in MotoGP. The rain's coming down a bit harder there, so that's going to be more fun for us to talk about as well. I think we're coming back to the green flag, so we're going to hand over to your commentary team. Let's pass over as well to Tom Dillon. Stay with us as we go back to green.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to IndyCar on JV Motorsports. We're here for the restart of the Texas 375, and it's Joseph Newgarden who has the lead of the race after a pretty fantastic first 60 laps for him. Pato O'Ward is in second position in the number 5 car, with Alex Palou in third. Keep an eye on Scott Dixon as well. He's sitting in fourth position at the moment. So I'm joined by Joshua Turner. We'll get his opinions in a moment. We're back to green at Texas as it's Joseph Newgarden leading the way. Around the outside is Roman Grosjean, I think, as they go down into turn 1. He's under pressure from, it must be Colton Herta behind, but it is Joseph Newgarden who holds on to the lead of the race. Pato O'Ward is under pressure for second position. I think Pato O'Ward might have been overtaken. Now around the outside, this is for the lead of the race. It's Alex Palou looking for the lead of the race off Joseph Newgarden out around the outside of turn 4, and Joseph Newgarden holding on that inside line. It's Alex Palou on the outside. He's got a little bit of help from the McLaren of Pato O'Ward behind him, trying to bump him through. My word, what an incredible restart, Josh. I'm apologise. We've lost you for a second, Josh, on the Discord. It's this new audio capture thing. It's not quite working, but they're still side by side for the lead of the race, and it's around the outside is Alex Palou once more. Joseph Newgarden is going to try and hold it on that inside line as they come up to turn 4. Here goes Palou. Newgarden with just a little bit of a better run on the inside line in the number 2 car, and here he goes into the lead of the race, holds on to the lead of the race,
we
but as
can't
they go
hear
across
Josh,
the line.
just to let you know, Tom.
Yes, I've fixed that, thankfully, as around the outside goes Alex Palou once more. Josh, welcome again.
Yeah, hello, hopefully you can all hear me, but apparently the timing screen is still saying caution on my end, but hopefully they'll be able to fix themselves one more, but I can tell you we are under green flag as Di Francesco overtakes for 11, but coming up for 3rd, that is Dixon down the inside of Pato O'Ward going into turn 1. He's still not been able to do it, but keep an eye on the back straight down towards 3.
Indeed, they're still side by side. That is Romain Grosjean looking around the outside of Scott Dixon. He's managed to get himself all the way up to 5th position. The man who was sitting in 11th at the start of this race, or at some point in this race, is now around the outside, goes Palou, and he's clear for the lead of the Texas 375 on Joseph Newgarden. That's Alex Palou into the lead of this race. And now, Romain Grosjean is still trying to attack Scott Dixon. Here he goes around the outside. He hasn't quite got the run on him. He's going to have to tuck back and dive into the slipstream. But Romain Grosjean looking very strong indeed. It's still for the lead of the race. They battle. This time it's Newgarden into the outside line. And he looks to get clear for the race. Palou is going to hold it and stick it out as they go through turn 1. I think Palou might just hold on to the position for the time being. But Newgarden by 5,000th of a second holds on to it into turn 3. Eventually Palou is clear for the lead of the race.
Yeah, and these timing screens are really, really confusing. And can we just have some timing screens round the outside for the lead? Newgarden on below. Newgarden, race leader, and for third, that's Romain Grosjean down the inside of Pato O'Ward. But Pato O'Ward still side by side going down the back straight.
O'Ward's held on to the position. Grosjean not quite able to find a way through. Meanwhile, McLaughlin has got past Colton Herter. That's for 6th position. They're going to continue to battle on. We're on lap 68 of 250 here at Texas Motor Speedway. And now Colton Herter looking to get back ahead of Scott McLaughlin. Round the outside he goes, and he's going to get clear to that position, I think. Here goes Scott McLaughlin, though, on the exit of that corner. Just has to concede that position. Herter goes back into 6th position. He really wants to mount a championship challenge as Colton Herter, but it's something that has been plaguing him so far in his career. Here goes Alex Palou around the outside for the leader of the race once more. It's a ding-dong battle. We won't hear from Takuma Sato because we are still racing for the lead of the race here. Palou just ahead. He can't quite get his back wheels ahead of the nose of Joseph Newgarden, who now back to the inside line looks to get the lead of the race back on lap 70. Down the inside he goes, and to the position by a hair's breadth.
Yeah, very inciting stuff indeed. O'Ward catching up to the top 3 again. We could see O'Ward taking second away from Alex Palou if we are not careful in the next couple of laps. And here comes O'Ward. It's time for Catsy Monkey on lap 71 of the Texas PPG 375. And every lap live here. And Alex Palou again looking on the outside of Newgarden, but a little bit too far back. O'Ward as well trying to catch up, but still Newgarden, Palou, O'Ward, Grosjean and Dixon the top 5.
O'Ward just falling back from that leading 2 at the moment. It won't be long before he's under pressure from Romain Grosjean behind. They might have to work together here at this Texas Motor Speedway to try and catch back up to these top 2. That being said, O'Ward is quite fast as they go through turn 1, just trying to feather that car as he goes on through. Newgarden is still in the lead, 4/10 of a second now. Our timing screen, I apologise, is having some form of issue. It is Joseph Newgarden who is in the lead of the race. I'm going to trust my eyes and not the timing screen on that one. The NBC timing screen, for what it's worth, is working absolutely fine. The cameras right now are focused on that 3rd place car of Pato O'Ward, who is still trying to attack. He has now caught up and is in the slipstream of Alex Palou. Remember, we're expecting rain pretty much any minute here at Texas Motor Speedway. 125 laps is what we have to do in order to call this a race. But right now, Pato O'Ward is trying to attack Alex Palou for 2nd position. Here he goes to the inside, Pato O'Ward. Alex Palou in his sights, and it's going to be a move very easily made. I wonder if Alex Palou, Josh, has just overheated his tyres a little bit, trying to attack Joseph Newgarden so hard.
Yeah, well, here comes Romain Grosjean catching up to Alex Palou as well. Still not close enough to make a move, but we could see another move going into turn 3 or even turn 1 of the next lap. We'll keep you updated as the timing screens are having a massive moment. Always the tech issues with IndyCar, it seems like, but all single file going into turn 1. But here comes Romain Grosjean down the inside of Alex Palou as I say that, and Romain Grosjean into 3rd.
Below's really struggling at this stage in the Texas 375, lap 77 of 250. We apologise about the timing screen issues. At the moment, it's reading as Alex Below, who's in the lead of the race. He's not. It's Joseph Newgarden, though, for how long? Because Pato O'Ward has been able to catch up to him, and down into turn one, they're going to be pretty close. It's only about 3 car lengths between the two of them. Alex Below is trying to hold on to the back of Romain Grosjean, but Romain Grosjean is just dropping him ever so slightly. When he first joined IndyCar, Romain Grosjean, he said that he didn't want to do the ovals after that horror crash in Bahrain in 2020, as Dixon has now got past Alex Below. Here goes O'Ward trying to challenge for the lead of the race, but now he's got the bug, Romain Grosjean, for these oval races, Josh.
Yeah, he has, and O'Ward is trying to catch up to Newgarden. 2 tenths is the gap, currently just jumped up to 3 tenths is the gap. The two cars, Rossi down 6 laps, Rahal down 1 lap as well, VK up to 16th, which isn't bad, but here comes O'Ward on Newgarden. Grosjean has dropped back a little bit, 7 tenths is the gap, but it's looking very good. All clean for now at Texas.
According to our live timing screen, there's been 2 minutes elapsed to this race. I can tell you for a fact that is not true. Here goes Pato O'Ward. He's now well and truly caught up to Joseph Newgarden and might just be able to get a run of him out of turn one. But no, he has to stay behind and sit pretty for the time being. I wonder how much of this, Josh, is single file running, just trying to get that mileage in, because they know this race most likely won't go the distance.
Yeah, and we've already had the pit stops, of course, under the caution, so they're good on tyres for fuel for now, but O'Ward looking maybe falling a little bit behind going out of turn one, not close enough to make the move towards Joseph Newgarden as well. Further back, Padano and Canapino's having a little bit of a battle, but back eyes to the front. Here comes O'Ward on Newgarden, maybe out of turn one again.
And a reminder that if you prefer the 2-wheelers over the 4-wheelers, you can go and listen to the MotoGP over on this very YouTube channel by just clicking on the link and heading over to there. That starts momentarily. It's a wet race over there in Spain. This is Pato O'Ward trying to attack Joseph Newgarden once more, and he's well and truly in the slipstream again as the timing screens are trying to reset themselves. So the order as we stand is Joseph Newgarden, Pato O'Ward, Romain Grosjean, Scott Dixon and Alex Below. That is the top 5 at the moment. We're going to keep an eye on Alex Below because he is at the moment hemorrhaging time to these other guys. Timing screens finally working. 166 laps remaining is just about right by my mental maths. O'Ward just hasn't got that extra little bit of pace though to get past Newgarden, Josh.
Yeah, he hasn't, and keeps getting up to the rear of Newgarden, keeps falling back, so can't really, as the timing screens go again. We love these timing screens, I can tell you that for a fact, but we'll try and keep you updated as best as we can as across the line to start lap 86 we go now. And it's still Newgarden, O'Ward, Grosjean, Dixon and Below, the top 5. And here is a battle. That is the 21 of VK, further behind for 15th.
It is, and he managed to swoop around 2 of the other cars. That was Carpenter and Pedersen, the rookie in the 55 car. VK up to 15th position. He could quietly find himself scything his way through this field, though I don't think they've quite got the pace in that machine. Who does have the pace, of course, is Joseph Newgarden, who our cameras are focused on at the moment. He in the number 2 car has now pulled out 5 tenths of a second, just about to Pato O'Ward. He clearly has got a very, very fast race car in that number 2. Romain Grosjean is in 3rd at the moment. Scott Dixon in 4th. He's not quite able to catch up to Romain Grosjean. It's 1.4 between Grosjean and Newgarden. I think that is around the outside. I think that might be Callum Eilert. It's in 10th position. It is. No, it's Di Francesco passing Callum Eilert for 10th position. The number 29 car. Eilert has started to lose a great deal of time to him. I don't think he's slow there, but he's struggling a little bit in his, I believe this is his rookie oval year. I don't think he raced the ovals last year, did he, Josh?
No, I don't think he did, if I remember rightly. As well, we'll have to double check that, as the red pen of doom comes out for Takuma Sato. Just doing that quickly as we have a little break in overtaking. As you said, Di Francesco up to 10th, overtaking Callum Ilott, as also Callum Ilott and Agustin Canapino have literally the exact same livery, so that's something to keep an eye on as well. Callum Ilott currently 11th, high 10th, low 17th in the race currently, and I believe we might have some pit stops.
Potentially.
And that is a timing issue. I do believe the timing.
Newgarden's into the pits according to the timing screen, but not according to... Okay, no, you're right. It was a timing issue. Joseph Newgarden is not into the pits. I thought at least the TV timing tower would be correct, but apparently not. So Romain Grosjean leads his first race at an oval for a moment because of a timing glitch.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll have more to come. Do you know, I think Grosjean's a shout for the Indy 500 this year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, someone else who led the race in the recent timing issues, Pedersen. Benjamin Pedersen, number 55, according to the timing screens, have officially led a part of the IndyCar PPG 375 at Texas from 17th. But yeah, that was definitely an issue there, as now we see the correct timing tower on the TV if you're watching along with us. Newgarden's gained over a 1 second gap to O'Ward, so O'Ward's either dropping back or Newgarden's flying away with it. As we see further up, Newgarden and O'Ward as Malukas overtakes Rosenquist for 8th, and here is side by side, I believe this is Newgarden lapping some cars further back.
It is, and it's lost him a little bit of time to Pato O'Ward, who's now only 6/10 of a second behind him. It was up to 1.3, but he's really caught up to the traffic. Only 23 second lap actually for Pato O'Ward at the moment here at Texas. So it's not the... basically, there's a lot of traffic. You can't see the driver track, unfortunately, because it's typically of IndyCar. We can't get that working on our screens. But here is Newgarden once again trying to lap yet more cars. It's such a difficult affair. And obviously, if we get a caution, those lap cars should be allowed to go back around with the wave through. Pato O'Ward trying to get through, this time to the outside. I can't quite see who that car is. It looks like he's got a number 12 on the top of it, so that would be Will Power sitting down in 23rd position, not at the peak of his powers at the moment, on lap 96 of 250 of this race. Not long to go now. We're about to hit the 150 to go mark, and Josh, do you have an update on the weather at all?
I can have a quick look at the lightning map, and nothing developed. The storm near Texarkana moving further away from the circuit as expected, but that is very far away indeed, as this is Newgarden overtaken to lap, I believe, Carl Kirkwood or Castro Neves as well. Here is Rahal being lapped by Romain Grosjean on the screens if you're watching along with us. Rahal lapped for the second time as well.
Blue skies for the first time at Texas Motor Speedway is to the pits. In fact, that's not to the pits. That's an issue for, I think it's Helio Castro Neves in the Meyershank car.
Rossi.
Alexander Rossi.
No, it's not Kirkwood.
Carl Kirkwood in the number 27 car into the pits. We will stay green for the time being because he's managed to get that car back to pit road, but there was some smoke out of the back of that number 27. Now Scott McLaughlin is trying to attack. He's not trying to attack Colton Herta. I apologise. This is actually a lapped car that he's trying to overtake. But Carl Kirkwood, I think, has come to a stop out before pit lane.
Yeah, we'll have a look if we stay green or not, and we'll see if the timing screens update as well. Carl Kirkwood currently lapped, and we'll see as Scott McLaughlin comes down and that is the number 18 of Malukas trying to get his lap back from Romain Grosjean, and it does look like there was
position. Malukas getting past Scott McLaughlin.
Yes, position indeed for 7th. Thanks for correcting me. As he comes down the inside, going into turn 1 and on the exit of turn 1 as well. And now Malukas goes on the hunt for Colton Herta.
Battling the tyres, Scott McLaughlin, as Kirkwood still appears to be stationary on the left-hand side. Just on driver's left as you go down up to the start-finish line into the pit lane. They've just done the national anthem in MotoGP, of course. You can go and watch that on listen to that on JB Motorsports in just a few moments' time. Stay here, though, if IndyCar takes your fancy. Green flag pit stops then. Kyle Kirkwood displaying as 1 minute 18 seconds. So he's into the pit lane officially. That's why we've stayed green. In fact, he's out of that number 27 machine. He's managed to get it stopped, and he's smoking still at the back. I think that must be a brake failure of some description.
Yeah, well, Simon Pagenaud also coming to the pit lane. I just saw on the green flag pit stops as well. Keep an eye on where he comes out. Pagenaud apparently 2 laps down due to the pit stop, but still his right rear brake is smoking, and this is a big on-track battle. 4 cars, I do believe, and all for position.
It is indeed. It's so chaotic out there on the circuit right now. I'm trying to figure out what position it's for. I think it might be Graham Rahal trying to get to the outside. Not quite able to get through, though. It's really difficult. They go so fast. You can't even read the number.
Palou and Herta.
Palou and Herta. There we go. My apologies. It's Herta's
there, and that is Rahal behind, I do believe.
Yes, so Herta
because Palou is 4 seconds up the road from Herta.
Yes, Herta has got past Malukas, though that is Palou's car further behind, so I goodness knows what's going on on board on the television pictures with Connor Daly as they go down up to the start-finish line once more. It's confusing stuff, it has to be said, but Joseph Newgarden still leads the race by 1.8 seconds to Pato O'Ward, sitting in second position at the moment. Lap 107 of 250. We finally have got a working lap counter. It's only taken quite a long time. We're going up to 6 o'clock in the UK. I'm not even sure, that Josh is going to get back for the end of this race because we're getting through it very quickly.
Yeah, we are, but hopefully he'll be able to get back for the end of the race. We might need a couple of cautions to help that as well, but Newgarden going away with the lead, 1.7 second gap, but here's Dixon on Grosjean, and here's a replay of Carl Kirkwood, I do believe, or is this Pageant? No, this is Kirkwood and Rossi, isn't it?
This was earlier in the race.
There we go.
And that actually could be exactly the reason that that part of the car has broken for Carl Kirkwood, because he was hit exactly where he was smoking, where he was on the other side actually, but that would explain any suspension issues. Scott McLaughlin is coming into the pit lane, bumping his way through and just about getting the car stopped, ready for the pit lane speed limit. We'll see what this green flag pit stop is like for him, whether it's going to be a quick one or not. Joseph Newgarden is also to pit lane. He's actually almost been able to lap Scott McLaughlin. Here is the pit stop then. It's going to be a new set of tyres for Scott McLaughlin. Splash of fuel as well. He's out of the pits very, very quickly indeed. Now Joseph Newgarden, the number 2 car to the pits, Josh.
Yeah, Newgarden to the pits as well. I saw another to the back of the pit entrance getting ready. I believe it was one of the Ed Carpenters of the number 33 of Ed Carpenter getting ready to pit. We'll update you on that, but due to that, Pato O'Ward is leading with a 5.6 second gap. Currently back to Romain Grosjean, with Dixon around 5/10, half a second behind Romain Grosjean. So the top 5 after that: O'Ward, Grosjean, Dixon, Palou and Herta.
5 minutes to race start is the call for the Argentine Grand Prix in MotoGP. You can go and listen to that with Joshua Birch on this YouTube channel. That's why you've got myself and Josh here on the IndyCar. Into the pits now is Romain Grosjean at the Texas 375. And, well, in that DHL number 28 car, he's going to hopefully have as clean of a pit stop as the other guys and tear off as well on the aero screen. Looks like he's got out of the pits very, very quickly indeed. Roman Grosjean out of the pits now, trying to get that tyre temperature back, as few more people on the left-hand side of picture trying to get to the pits. I forget we're radio. I can't really be saying things like left-hand side of picture. But anyway, Pato O'Ward has inherited the lead of the race, but not in the net order, of course. He is in the number 5 car and leading the way by 6.3 seconds to Scott Dixon now, who's in second. Obviously, they all owe us a pit stop. For those interested, Roman Grosjean sits in 12th at the moment. He's just been overtaken by Newgarden. So 12th position is the position for the pitters at the moment. It's Pato O'Ward to the pits. And Palou as well.
Yeah, Pato O'Ward as well. Alex Palou as well. Canapino just exiting. Rahal in the pits as well. 7.9 for Palou, 7.7 for Rahal. Herta and Dixon into the pit stops as well.
There's a little bit of fire actually on Scott Dixon's car for a moment. It's okay. They have that little splash of water, don't they? Which stops that fire spreading, so he's able to continue. It was literally a momentary flash, to the point that I'm starting to question whether I've been seeing things. It was a rather late night last night, 12 hours ago the Grand Prix started, would you believe it? But here we go. There's into the pits as well is the number 7 car, trying to get out Alexander Rossi as quickly as he got in. Scott Dixon re-emerges, and he's going to re-emerge by the looks of things behind Pato O'Ward in just a moment's time. He'll re-emerge behind Joseph Newgarden as well, you would assume. Newgarden sitting in 8th position at the moment. Of course, he was your race leader for the majority of the running here, barring a few laps where he was having a ding-dong battle with, of course, Alex Palou, but not quite able to do so, as Rossi now trying to get himself back up to temperature. Stingray Rob then leads his first lap as a rookie in the number 51 car in an IndyCar oval race.
Yeah, Rosenquist into the pit lane. So is Harvey as well. And there goes Felix Rosenquist. 6.9 stop and 11.4 for Harvey. So there must have been an issue there. We'll keep you updated if we hear anything as well. But quite a slow stop. And here is Stingray Rob into the pit lane. So Rosenquist, Newgarden will take the lead as well.
Back to the lead is Joseph Newgarden. It's worked out perfectly for him. 1.4 seconds to Pato O'Ward. He is controlling this race as well as you control any race at an oval. The barring, of course, him physically lapping the entire field. It's going to be difficult to control from here. I doubt we'll go green. We're looking green as well. Well, we're looking bright and blue on the weather forecast at the moment. According to Google, it's telling me that we're not due any rain until 3 o'clock local time, which is in about 3 hours time. We're sitting at just coming up to 1 o'clock now. I think it's just gone 12. Actually, no, it would be 1 o'clock because it's 6 o'clock and they're 5 hours behind. But yes, so it looking green at the moment. So for the time being, it's all good, and we might just get the end of this race in, though I'm seeing cloud cover starting to be a little bit of a factor as we look at on the television pictures. That's one of the McLaren cars. I think it's Pato O'Ward just trying to get his way through the traffic as he chases down Joseph Newgarden for the lead of the race.
Yeah, that would be Pato O'Ward with the black halo windshield that the Indy cars have, and here is that is the number 14 of Santonio Ferrucci getting passed by Felix Rosenquist, if I am correct there, and that's VK having a look up the inside of Malukas for 8th, or that might have been a lapped car. I can't tell, but back on board, and this is the number 5. No, that would be the number 5. I can't tell what these cars are. Tom, save me, please.
I didn't see either, but I can tell you that the MotoGP is just about to get underway. In fact, the light sequence is starting right now, so go and listen to that. Obviously, stay with us as well. Have a little double screen going on, but Joseph Newgarden here. If you're just joining us at the Tech 375, it is Joseph Newgarden from Pato O'Ward, Roman Grosjean, Scott Dixon, and Alex Palou, your top 5. Colton Herta trying to find his way through some traffic, which he does very depthly indeed. Scott McLaughlin, this is actually a battle for position between Herta and McLaughlin. McLaughlin on the outside line. Herta trying to attack him, but McLaughlin just able to stay ahead. Scott McLaughlin has been such a fine racing driver in this series. He almost won, of course, should have won, really, a couple of weeks ago, but obviously it wasn't to be for him. However, he's looking very good so far this season.
Yeah, he really is. He's very wet in the MotoGP, but we're staying dry here, and hopefully we can get the laps in. Well, we have just started lap 125, halfway through the race, which means the race could be called from now on if we do get a red flag from rain and they lose the track. But here comes McLaughlin round the outside of the number 6 of Helio Castroneves. Does Scott McLaughlin? Well, he tries to as well, but doesn't get round the outside to lap. That's not for position there.
Still battling is Herta and McLaughlin. This is round 2 of the season, of course. Next we go to Long Beach. Then it's Birmingham, Alabama. Not the Birmingham in the UK, of course, but that would be something. They used to run a Super Prix there on a street circuit in Birmingham. But anyway, that's Alabama. The Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. Before, obviously, we go to the month of May, which is the Indy 500 month. I almost said on USRN then. I forgot we're not on USRN today. But anyway, force of habit as Scott McLaughlin is holding off Colton Herta once more. Further behind, there's a little bit of lapped traffic. I want to say that's actually Di Francesco that they've been able to get past. It could also quite easily be Calamila. All of these green cars look very similar.
Yeah, they do. You've got Devlin Di Francesco and then Calamilo and Agustin Canavina with the exact same livery, the 77 and the 78, which is quite confusing. But here is Scott McLaughlin on the TV pictures if you are watching along with us, and there is Herta there lapping. That would be the Cyrus XM car of Helio Castroneves.
I'm going to cut you off, Josh. I apologise because we have a change for the lead of the race. It's Pato O'Ward around the outside, and he's going to try and attack at this juncture. Joseph Newgarden, who's on the inside, trying to hold firm. This has really come at an awkward time for Joseph Newgarden, who now loses the lead of the Texas 375. Absolutely did not see Pato O'Ward catching him. That has come out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah, it has, but Newgarden is going to try and get the lead back from Pato O'Ward. Here comes Newgarden. He's going to go round the outside, and Newgarden's got the lead, but here comes Pato O'Ward back, and Pato O'Ward keeps the lead coming out of turn 1 and 2.
O'Ward then leads for McLaren, and Newgarden trying to chase him down. It's not going to come easily for him, though he has got the best pace. We know he has in that number 2 car. Here he goes once again, has a look to the outside at turn 1. Over the start-finish line they go. It's O'Ward on the inside, Newgarden on the outside, and he can't quite find his way through. They were running NASCAR here yesterday, of course. However, as there have been many years at this Texas Motor Speedway, there is not that abrasive sort of, well, I say abrasive, that slippery substance on the outside of the circuit. It is back to being a multiple line racetrack, thankfully, which is why we're seeing this spectacular racing as Newgarden now 900ths of a second behind Pato O'Ward. They're catching up to a little bit of backmarker traffic. That could be, I think it might be Will Power that they're catching up to. It could also be someone else, of course, but difficult to tell at this speed.
Yeah, it really is, and I've got some brilliant news for everyone keeping an eye on the cars that are the 2 same liveried cars of Isla and Canapino of 15th and 16th, so that should be fun as well. The top 8 are the only ones on the lead lap, and that's going to be the top 7, as this is O'Ward going down the inside of Malukas to lap him. So the top 7, the only drivers on the lead lap.
And the big news there is that gives Pato O'Ward a car in between himself and Joseph Newgarden, who sits in second. 9/10 of a second. Pato O'Ward finished fairly well at St. Petersburg last time out, didn't he? In fact, I want to say, there's been a lot of stuff going on there. He didn't finish well, did he? No, he had an issue on the final lap where Marcus Ericsson was able to overtake him, but he still finished quite well, I suppose. Second place.
Yeah,
for
and
those
I can smell something like beans on toast or spaghetti on toast downstairs, but and it smells quite nice. So, but going back to the IndyCar, I've got more important stuff on the TV here and on board with O'Ward. I do believe hunting down this would be Will Power or Benjamin Pedersen. It is, if we have a look, it is the number 55 of Benjamin Pedersen there. So, going around the outside, easy going into turn one to lap him once more.
Joshua Birch will be back alongside us straight after the MotoGP. Though, of course, if this race continues green running, Josh won't be back for the end of it, which is going to be very interesting indeed. Hopefully, he's able to rush back. They've got 22 laps to go in the MotoGP, which, of course, you can go and listen to on the JB Motorsports YouTube channel alongside our coverage of the IndyCar here. We've got 112 laps to go, which green flag running should be about 45 minutes worth of time. I don't know what I was saying when I said this race 250 laps should take an hour earlier on. That was total miscalculation from myself, but I'm a couple of issues with my television pictures here. I can thankfully just about make do as Pato O'Ward leads the race. Joseph Newgarden sits in second. O'Ward is getting through the traffic like a knife through butter. 2 seconds he now leads by.
Yeah, he does, and then quite a big gap of around 9 seconds from Newgarden to Grosjean, and there goes Newgarden round the outside of Pedersen once more. So Pedersen now 2 laps down, and there's second lapping him, which is Newgarden. Newgarden's trying to get round all of the lap cars to try and catch up to Pato O'Ward, try and get past the back markers as fast as he can to catch up to Pato O'Ward, but 2.1 seconds is the gap between O'Ward and Newgarden. The top 5, O'Ward, Newgarden, Grosjean, Dixon and Palou, and then Herta and McLaughlin, the other 2 drivers on the lead lap currently, but McLaughlin might fall into the hands of O'Ward to be lapped.
Newgarden down the inside. They are lapping everyone at the moment. Upton Malukas has been lapped, as you alluded to a little bit earlier on. Josh and Newgarden will be frustrated here. It's 3.8 seconds now if you round up to Pato O'Ward just ahead. We're about to approach the 100 lap to go mark. That will be in just a few moments time. I say that will be about a minute or 2 from now. Pato O'Ward leading the way, and leading the way very comfortably now. He's pulled up 4 seconds. Really, Newgarden is going to need a safety car, caution, or whatever they call it in America. But, well, it's pretty standard stuff at the moment.
Yeah, and we should get another caution as well, but it's all looking quite clean, but I'm not going to say anything about it staying green for a while, because I will jinx it, and there will be a caution in a couple of laps, won't there? That's always the way. But here is Pato O'Ward on Scott McLaughlin right round the inside. Easy move. McLaughlin didn't want to defend the lap as we lose the TV time screens, but that is everyone. So that's the top 6. The top 6, if I remember rightly, the only ones on the lead lap as we get it back. Yep, and then Herta might even get lapped as well. So that's the top 5. It's only it's quite a quick lap round Texas. Only a 23-second lap around Texas as well. But here comes O'Ward on Herta.
As for those interested in the Formula 1, there has been a little bit of an issue with the organisation being summoned to the FIA because some fans were on the track while the cars were still running at the very end. Could also be a reason why we saw that final red flag, just to warn the drivers that there were indeed spectators on the circuit. But we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe something for you to talk about in your review show a little bit later on, either today or tomorrow. I forget when that review show quite is. 5.3 seconds, the gap at the lead of the race. As now, this, I can barely believe my eyes, is Pato O'Ward looking to notch a lap up on Colton Herta. Here he goes. This is lapping 6th position, and he does.
Yeah, well, I had no idea that spectators broke the security lines. I've got the document here, so I'll have a look at that after the IndyCar race. But eyes go towards the Texas 375 of IndyCar, and here is Palou round the outside of Dixon across the line, and Palou going to hold the outside line to take 4th away, but Dixon might take the position back. Yes, he does. Still side by side down the back straight.
Huge battle going on. As to the outside now, we see trying to make that move stick is Alex Palou, and that's exactly what he does. Lap traffic now getting involved as around the outside he goes. Palou up to 4th position, Dixon in 5th, but it won't be long before they get lapped now by Pato O'Ward, who is just at the top of picture.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of cars on the lead lap when Dixon and Palou. It will just be the top 3 of O'Ward, Newgarden, and Grosjean. But here comes Pato O'Ward, going to try and take the lap away from Dixon around the outside, going into 1.
Around the outside he goes, Pato O'Ward, and he's able to make that lapping stick. It's incredible. Able to lap Scott Dixon now. I mean, I suppose it is only 23 seconds to the lead of the race, but they really desperately need a caution as we are within the 100 lap to go mark. 98 laps remaining here at Texas Motor Speedway. That is not a long time at all. Pato O'Ward is in the lead of the race at the moment. Joseph Newgarden sits in 2nd. Romain Grosjean still in 3rd. There were no podiums on ovals, only the victory lane, of course. So these guys will be gunning for the lead. But it's 5.6 seconds from Newgarden to Pato O'Ward, and it's 19 seconds from Grosjean to Pato O'Ward.
Yeah, it is quite a lot of gaps. They've top 14 1 lap down from 5th, and then Ilott 2 laps down to Canapino, and then it starts going to 3 laps down until Rossi, who is an amazing 7 laps down after that incident between Kirkwood and his self in the first pit stop runs under Coulson. I do believe that those first pit stop runs were, but O'Ward absolutely flying away with it. And this would be the Cyrus XM car of Helio Castro Neves on board there with a second, I do believe, with the black top, pink bottom of the half of the car. And there is one of the McLarens going around the outside to lap someone. And I believe it might have been Pato O'Ward doing another lap in there, but chasing down below, which O'Ward can see in his sights, Tom.
He can. He'll catch up very quickly indeed, as we do have someone on the left-hand side who's trying on driver's left of Pato O'Ward as they head through turn 1, re-emerging from the pit lane. I don't quite know who that is on my timing monitor, but below to the inside, or sorry, Pato O'Ward to the inside, and Alex Palou gets overtaken, and that is yet another lap notched on to the board. So now Pato O'Ward has lapped everyone up to 3rd, and now Grosjean is not too far down the road. On the television, we are riding on board with the High V car as they head up through turn 3. It's Texas 375, of course, and it's Pato O'Ward who leads the way. This High V car is struggling quite a fair bit, actually. I would go in there, sort of go down my timing screens to try and show you what's going on, but unfortunately that would change it on the screen as well, so can't do that today, unfortunately. Now to the inside goes Pato O'Ward once more. That's lapping yet another car. This is putting a second lap on the board of Ed Carpenter. Now he catches up to Di Francesco, so Romain Grosjean, who is doing lapping himself with this little gaggle of cars, is now Palou O'Ward gets past once more. This is Di Francesco. Next is VK. Whilst Grosjean is doing the lapping himself, he's then got to turn his attention to his mirrors and see that he's about to be lapped by Pato O'Ward himself.
Yeah, he has, and it's another example of F1's use your mirrors, but I can tell you that IndyCar drivers do use their mirrors but also rely a lot on their spotters, and the spotters bond with the driver
Oh
is
my word,
probably
O'Ward.
the best bond. And oh, that was close as O'Ward goes for Grosjean to lap, but gets split by a car in the middle, and we'll try and find out who that was.
There was a
That
car.
was very close indeed.
There was a car emerging from the pit lane, I think, slow in the middle of the racetrack. O'Ward had to commit to the inside line as Grosjean was on the outside. He managed to get through in the end, but a scary, scary moment. The closing speed, absolutely unbelievable. I mean, when you see a car closing that quickly, it's just unbelievable. Seeing the replay once again, it was, oh my word, it was that high V car, I think, really, really struggling. It was.
Santino Ferrucci, that was.
And he was all over the white line, was Pato O'Ward. I think the stewards obviously won't say anything about that because it's not really his fault. Meanwhile, McLaughlin, Malukas and Ilott all to the pits. That is their second green flag pit stop, if I'm not mistaken. O'Ward is trying to get a lap once more on, this would be a lap actually, on Marcus Ericsson, and it is, into 10th position. Scott McLaughlin on the television pictures now, showing into the pits. Of course, he's already in and out on your screen. Confusing that they're so far apart, but the Sky pictures do have to beam all the way around the world, so it's not really that unusual. We do have a YouTube chat. Let's have a catch up. The little owl says Ferrucci being Ferrucci. He has got a history of odd moments, hasn't he, Santino Ferrucci? Had to revive his career over here in IndyCar after pretty much being ran out of Europe.
Yeah, he has, and here comes Joseph Newgarden into the pit. So this would mean, if I remember rightly, Pato O'Ward, the only driver on the lead lap.
It's unbelievable dominance at the moment. This second stint for Pato O'Ward has been absolutely mighty indeed. But if there is a caution, a late caution, then all of that is taken away from him. Newgarden exits the pits as Romain Grosjean is able to get past as well. He is now under pressure from Alex Palou, who's managed to catch up. This is for third place in the race. Palou now trying to get to the inside of Ericsson, and he does, gets a lap on Marcus Ericsson. Colton Herter moves down to 5th position. Newgarden falling all the way down the order, of course, as he's just come out of the pits. That's going to be interesting for these guys. Scott McLaughlin is weaving his way through as Marcus Ericsson comes into pit lane. It's incredible the amount of stuff that is going on this racetrack right now. They're 2x2 between Herter and I think that would be Di Francesco further back. But right now, Romain Grosjean is under pressure from Alex Palou, Josh.
Yeah, he is, and Romain Grosjean enters the pit lane according to my timing screens, but and now he's left. Was that a timing screen glitch, or he just catching up? But Marcus Ericsson, here we are, into the pit lane. So is Harvey Castaneves and Stingray Rob as well, but yes, Romain Grosjean does come into the pit lane.
And so does Pato O'Ward.
There is confirmation. Yep.
Pato O'Ward is on pit road. We will be in a moment on the timing screen. He's on the timing screen. The timing screen is slightly ahead of television pictures, it appears, which is annoying. Oh my word, he was all crossed up into pit lane. Was Pato O'Ward able to keep the car going? Thankfully, won't need to use those tyres again. Hope he won't need to use those tyres again as Romain Grosjean re-emerges back onto the racetrack. They've now got basically to try and catch up a lap to Pato O'Ward. He's into the bits. Here he goes. Fuel in. Tyres off. Tyres back on again. And in the space of about 8 seconds or so, Pato O'Ward is back rolling again. The splash of water as well. Of course, these cars are fueled by methanol, which burns what is essentially a clear flame in these conditions. So obviously they have to get that splash of water to make sure the car isn't on fire. Because I can tell you, going around at, well, I can assume anyway, going around at 200 mile an hour is actually, meanwhile, I think Alex Palou is attacking again. Grosjean? No, not quite. It's Newgarden and Grosjean actually very close together. Anyway, yes, if you suddenly find out you're on fire and you can't see it whilst going around the racetrack, it's quite a difficult moment.
Yeah, it is, and Lundgaard in the pit lane. So is Scott Dixon as well. Lundgaard exiting the pit lane. Now Dixon just stopping, and here is Dixon on the pit lane. And a good stop, 6.7 for Scott Dixon.
And he's back out onto the racetrack as well. So Pato O'Ward is in second position. Felix Rosenqvist, his McLaren teammate, leads the way at the moment. Does owe us a pit stop, of course, if you're just joining us. We're looking at a replay of what happened to Pato O'Ward down into the pits. He was all crossed up. Huge locking on the front left tyre. Will probably have flat spotted the tyre, but he's okay. He was able to keep going. The tyres the brakes get so cold around an oval where you're basically not applying the brakes for 50 odd laps. Felix Rosenqvist now comes into the pits out of the lead of the race, as does Scott Dixon. He falls down the order. Actually, I say he's into the pits. No, I think he's just been passed by Grosjean and Malukas, and we didn't see it on the television rather than coming into the pits. So O'Ward will take the lead of the race back. Newgarden in second position isn't too far behind now. Actually, by the looks of things, you're only looking at about 5 seconds or so, and we are, which is a big gain on where he was before, Josh.
Yeah, it really is. Rosenqvist, a 7-second flat stop from Felix Rosenqvist there. And showing as second, but he should drop down as well. But Ericsson overtakes. That would be, if I have a look at my timing screens, hoping they have updated. If I can, there we go. It would have been Canapino, maybe. It definitely wasn't Canapino. So those timing screens, I need to do a little bit of a refresh on.
My word, it's a total melee further back. There's about 3 wide as they go through turn 1. Newgarden is involved in this little scrap, as is Alex Palou. By the looks of things, Newgarden is finding his way through this traffic. This would be why Pato O'Ward was so slow, because he had to do this just a few moments ago. Now Colton Herter is looking to the outside of someone. My God, for the life of me. See who, as the cameras switch away. Herter around the outside. This is trying to get a lap on Rosenqvist, if I am not mistaken. No, it's for position with Rosenqvist. Herter is through into 7th position. Rosenqvist can't do much. Then they put a car in between the two of them. Roman Grosjean isn't too far up the road from the wall. We've got 73 laps to go in Texas. Joshua Birch will be back with us after the MotoGP, which I have to say it was lagging, so I had to turn off the picture. I don't know how many laps they've got left there, the Josh, but
13
laps. Okay, so it won't be too long now, probably about 20 minutes or so, and Josh will be back for the run to the line.
Yeah, hopefully he will. O'Ward and Newgarden, the only people on the lead lap currently, 5. And we've got Corson, and that is Rosenqvist. Rosenqvist is in the wall. I do believe that's Rosenqvist.
It is Rosenqvist. I'm sure it's Rosenqvist, because it is confirmation now in the number 6 car. He's got the lighter blue on the McLaren compared to Pato O'Ward. That, for you, everyone trying to spot and not just on the radio, that is how you tell. It's a mighty hit on the tyre. He's still going around. He'll try and get that car to the pits, no doubt. They won't be able to repair it, but it will save them a clean-up job. Debris. They did actually very well to not hit him. This is good for Josh's prospects of getting back into the race, but it will bring Newgarden and O'Ward right back next to each other. I believe you will know the rules on this, Josh. I'm afraid so busy this weekend, haven't been able to read the rule book extensively. There will be a wave round, won't there? So the cars will be able to get back.
Yes, there should be.
We'll wait and see about that, of course. So, as they go to a break on the television, we'll give you a run-through of the order as Felix Rosenqvist is out of the Texas 375. We've got 70 laps to go. Pato O'Ward leads the way from Joseph Newgarden and Alex Palou. Roman Grosjean in 4th position, with Scott Dixon in 5th. Those guys will be on the lead lap in just a few moments' time. Joseph Newgarden and Pato O'Ward, the only 2, however, under green flag that were on the lead lap in this race. Meanwhile, it looks like the Rosenqvist has had to come to a stop. They put the recovery vehicles out on the circuit, just making sure he's okay. We'll get a replay so we can describe to you what happened in just a few moments' time. But that is it's a nasty hit. It won't be something that particularly hurts him, you would imagine, but it is a bit of a hefty hit.
Yeah, it is a massive, massive hit. And here's a replay, Tom.
And just dropped it mid-corner. As simple as that. Just got all crossed up, presumably. The tyres just got away from him. And, yeah, there's not really much more to describe there. He just got all crossed up.
Yeah, and that was quite a bit of debris there. Let's have a
Oh, there's a bump.
onboard replay.
There was a bump, you know.
He hit a bump that took him into the wall, and quite a hard hit, but coming to stop.
So for those who
just
are
before the front straight.
So for those who
No,
are
back straight, sorry.
So for those who are audio only, essentially he was trying to get past, I think it must have been Malukas, and he hit a bump. He had to go to the sort of middle of the racetrack, and there was sort of an awkward bump right on that line, and it forced him to basically lose the car and go straight into the wall. I mean, you're a passenger at that front at that point. Anyway, Esparto Ward comes into the pits, as does Newgarden, two on the lead lap. I imagine the majority, they won't be able to follow him through, of course, actually, because the pits open to lead lap cars first, I believe, though Pagano's into the pits as well. And this is emergency service or something. To the YouTube chats, hello to Earl Arnold Jr. Explain track map, trap 2 and trap 3. Speed traps, we think, as Josh has told you. But yes, so it's Pato Ward and Newgarden into the pits. Pagano and Lundgaard as well. That's slightly confusing to me because I did think that it was only lead lap cars who went into the pits. Maybe you know more than me, Josh.
I do believe when the pit lane is open, the pit lane's open.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm thinking NASCAR then. But okay, so it's interesting that Newgarden and O'Ward are the only two who have taken to pit road. At the pace of those cars, you would suspect that they'll get back to the lead very soon indeed. I suppose they've done that to cover off the wave by anyway, because as cars go round, they should see them back to the lead of the race, surely.
Yeah, we should. We'll have a look at the lead of the race, as that is, I believe, Benjamin Pedersen coming down into the pit lane. Yes, it is. It's also a couple of teams maybe getting ready. Sweepers sweeping up the debris, picking up the large bits of debris that the sweepers can't grab up, although the sweepers can grab up a lot of debris indeed. But we should be going green in the next couple of laps, hopefully, and that Roman Grosjean getting ready for a pit. So Colton Hertman, quite a lot of them.
It should be. We'll wait and confirm as they are standing out ready. It's Roman Grosjean's pit box to receive him. That as they go round, no one is taking to the pits by the looks of things. Everyone continuing to circulate. Rosenquist's car is put onto the crane, along with his front wing that's actually detached from the car. It's at the moment they've taken it off to put it on the back of the truck. That will take it to presumably the recovery area. Sweeper's still out on the circuit, just putting a little bit of that material onto the track to cover up any oil that may have been spilled by that car. It's not a great attendance at Texas, it has to be said. They've got an entire grandstand empty, but regardless, with 66 laps to go, it will be probably about 64 by the time we get to green flag running. This is, well, it's going to be a very close race.
Yeah, and the pit entry is closed. I can see the flashing red X there at pit lane entry. So that's probably why we're not seeing any pit stops, but they were ready. And is on board with Rosenquist. Rosenquist made it off the circuit into the paddock. And there's Dixon if you're watching along with us there. But hopefully we'll be able to get under green. And there's the... There's the wave around.
So that should wave all of the cars around. So my suspicion here is that these cars get waved around. O'Ward goes back to the lead of the race. Then those cars come back into the pits to take their pit stops, and that could be green flag flying to the end of the race. 65 laps is a long time to do on these tyres, but it might just be achievable for them.
Yeah, pit entry still closed, but the wave around still happening there. And again, there is Dixon. Had quite quite a good, done quite well at Texas Motor Speedway. And, that's, I'm glad that I've changed my pick a winner. That's all I'm going to say for MotoGP.
8 laps to go, and they've got a yellow flag in the MotoGP. You can go and watch that with Joshua and Megan over on well, the same YouTube channel. We're multi-streaming today, or you can stay here and watch the end of, listen to the end of this Texas 375. Very entertaining race at the moment. The sweepers are still out on the circuit, so it'll take a few more laps to get this wave around procedure and everything and all the pits back open again. So Paso Ward is back to the lead of the race. Joseph Newgarden is in second at the moment. And we're just waiting to see everyone else filtering on through. The sweepers making sure they're doing a very thorough job. I mean, for a start, he didn't even crash there, so it's like going down the start-finish line. So I don't know why they're sweeping there.
I believe they're going back to their post. The sweepers weren't active.
Well, there you go. The slowest lap at the Texas
Joseph,
Speedway.
but I do believe the pits are open, Tom, so showing that Newgarden and Palou are in the pit lane. And yes, here they come.
Newgarden had already pit. I'm sure he did, because we just saw him.
Have a look.
Because I could have sworn he pit alongside O'Ward. Everyone.
According to this, he's pitted 85, 108, 117.
Maybe my eyes are deceiving me then. Or I'm just getting it completely wrong. But very interesting indeed then. So, Romain Grosjean is out of the pits as well. So, well, pardon me. That's obviously isn't how it works.
Yeah, well, we know the timing screens have gone this race, but here comes the number 12 of Will Power down the pit exit and exiting the pit road, as they call it in America, to come back onto the track. 61 laps to go in Texas, still under caution.
Well, that's my saving grace, of course. It is probably true that I did see him come into the pits on the timing screen. He just didn't actually come into the pits. It won't be unheard of with the way that this cookie has crumbled with the timing monitor. 61 laps to go. Ferrucci is into the pits as well. We'll get to green flag running, presumably in a couple of laps' time. The sweepers are still on their way back to the post. That sweeper's active, though, out of turn 3 by the looks of things. Into the pits is the number 14, and they're looking rather frustrated, that crew. I think he's getting out of that car.
Yeah, looks like the number 14 of Santino Ferrucci getting out of the car. Will update you when we have it, but having a look at the car messages for Joseph Newgarden, 1829, this is a BST, 1829, 1828.42 he entered, 1829.18 he left, and then 1833.58 he entered, and then 1834.30 has left, but that might have been a bug, or so. I'll have a look, and let's have a look.
60 laps to go is the call. They're under yellow flag in MotoGP at the moment, so unfortunately, no getting Josh back for the moment. Although I say they're under yellow flag, they've gone back to green. You know, they have actually six laps to go over there, and I won't spoil it for you. I appreciate that some people are interested in watching it on replay. But well, looking at a replay of something happening in the pit stops, they're pointing to Will Power at the top of the... Oh, it's an unsafe release from Will Power. Yeah. It's not an unsafe release, actually. I take that back.
It's a wheel.
Yeah, it was a wheel. The rear left on the number 12. Put the rod back in and got him back out. Unless he stalled it. I think he stalled it, actually.
Yeah, we'll have to have a full replay. There's Dixon out of the pit lane, and going into the back of Herta, and Dixon and Herta. Dixon into the back of Herta in pit road. And I think we may be getting a 1 to go signal.
we should be. Felix Rosenquist is just having an interview with NBC at the moment. But anyway, Pato O'Ward leads the race. Lap 192 as it's...
We can have a listen if you want, Tom.
No, it's all right. He's already halfway through speaking. No, he's already halfway through speaking. Just leave it. If it was at the start, yes, maybe. No, it's no point joining an interview halfway through and not even hearing the question. So it's Malukas in second. He's sort of out of nowhere has managed to get himself into second position, with Joseph Newgarden sitting in third. Alex below is fourth, with Roman Grosjean in fifth. You would assume that David Malukas here is going to get swallowed up rather quickly indeed. Is that a back marker as well, sitting in second position? A green flag flies at Texas. My apologies. So it is Pato O'Ward who leads the way as they're 2x2 down into turn one. It's 3 wide further back. Newgarden looking to the outside. There are some back markers getting involved in this. It's Newgarden trying to attack Malukas, I think, in that number 18 car. Newgarden around the outside once more. Here he goes further back. There's battles with Roman Grosjean trying to attack as they filter on through turn 3 and turn 4 back to the start-finish line to complete the first lap. A green flag running, and here goes Newgarden around the outside on 2 cars to the lead of the race.
Amazing, absolutely amazing for Newgarden. Still side by side by Pato O'Ward. Further back, you've got...
Here comes Palou. Here comes Palou down the inside to the lead of the race on 2 cars. So it's now Palou from O'Ward from Newgarden.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And here's 3 wide with Dixon, McLaughlin and Malukas.
Malukas on the inside line. Here goes Dixon sweeping around the outside, not quite able to find that position, but it's Alex Palou who leads the race. But now Pato O'Ward is trying to get back at him around the outside. He thinks about a move. No, he's just a little bit too far behind. So with 55 laps to go at the Texas Motor Speedway, it is Alex Palou who leads in that number 10 car. Further behind, Malukas in 4th position is being attacked by Colton Herter. To the pits is one of the cars on the inside line. Colton Herter looking pretty racy indeed further back on David Malukas, but there's a lot of lap traffic getting involved here still.
Yeah, going slower than usual on the pit lane entry line, it looked like, but we'll keep an eye on that. And side by side, this is Ericsson and Malukas. Malukas trying to, and Ericsson trying to defend his lap, so he does not get lapped. And here comes Newgarden on the outside of O'Ward, Tom.
Newgarden looking on the outside of Pato O'Ward. This will be turning into a battle for the lead of the race. Now he tries to nick a bit of slipstream from Alex Palou, who ducks to the inside line. They're 2x2 all the way through turn 1. Newgarden with a huge sweep around the outside, and I think he's going to get to the lead of the race. Can he get back to that inside line to cut off Alex Palou's counter-attack on the outside? There is one of the lap cars.
Look at Malukas.
No, it's not one of the lap cars. It might be David Malukas. No, Newgarden to the lead of the race. Malukas into 3rd position. Palou sits in at 2nd, but here comes Alex Palou trying to get back at Joseph Newgarden. There's still 2x2. Colton Herter's under pressure from Roman Grosjean, who now gets a sweep around the outside himself. Now the surge from Roman Grosjean. He looks back to the inside to try and attack Pato O'Ward once more, who's fallen all the way down to 4th position. Herter is still hanging on in there. Now O'Ward back to the outside of David Malukas. And through he goes into 3rd position, and out looking for the sweep again. That same move for the lead of the race. Pato O'Ward, Palou cuts him off. Now here comes Roman Grosjean around the outside.
3 wide, absolutely incredible, but still side by side is Palou and O'Ward. O'Ward currently in front, but Palou, and here comes Roman Grosjean and David Malukas.
So the lead of the race is Alex Palou trying to attack Joseph Newgarden down into turn 4. He's able to get the position as well. Roman Grosjean's on that inside line. He's now trying to go with Alex Palou to the lead of the race. Not to the lead of the race, to 2nd position it would be. Newgarden is holding firm on the outside at the moment. Now Pato O'Ward experimenting with an outside line to try and attack Roman Grosjean. He's not quite able to find his way through. Now he is. Actually, they make contacts. Oh my word, it's a squirrely moment for Pato O'Ward, but they're all okay at the moment. That allows Colton Herter to pick up the pieces and get himself up into 5th position. Now he looks for 3rd position, I should say. He was into now actually for 2nd. Pato O'Ward. It's incredible stuff. Into 2nd goes Pato O'Ward. Roman Grosjean still on that inside line. So as we take a breath, it is Palou from Newgarden, from O'Ward, from Herter. Now to the inside goes Colton Herter looking for 2nd position.
3 wide.
And to 2nd position goes Colton Herter. Palou leads the race. Newgarden being swallowed up. It's incredible stuff now for the lead. Colton Herter at Texas.
Absolutely incredible. And here comes Newgarden on below. Newgarden round the outside for P2.
Blink and you miss it. At the moment in the Texas 375, it's Newgarden on that outside line. Palou is on the inside now. He's trying to attack to get back close to Colton Herter himself. Is looking a little bit slow as they come through turn 4. Pato O'Ward is trying to pick up the pieces of whatever he can. They might be 3 wide down into turn 1. You know they won't be. Newgarden able to get back to second position. Has a little bit of an attack on that outside line of Colton Herter. He's not quite able to find a way through. Here comes Pato O'Ward around the outside now on Alex Palou. He's able to get to that third position. Palou down into 4th. Now he's trying to go with Newgarden on that outside line to attack Colton Herter for the lead of the race. Palou back to the inside, keeping ahead of Pato O'Ward. Now Newgarden to the outside for the lead of the race. Romain Grosjean is keeping himself involved. But it's Colton Herter who for just one moment can breathe. Romain Grosjean passing one of the McLarens. That's Pato O'Ward.
That's Rossi for laps, I do believe.
It is. I apologise.
For,
There was a change of
lapping.
position with O'Ward as he's passed by Palou.
Yeah. Well, here is Palou and O'Ward. O'Ward taking the outside line, Palou the inside, and O'Ward's got 3rd. And then O'Ward's going for 2nd for Newgarden.
And he might just have the legs to get that 2nd as he now gets the slipstream of Colton Herter and now starts to attack Colton Herter. It's incredible overspeed, but again, Colton Herter defends that inside line, making sure that there's no doing for Pato O'Ward just yet. Now around the outside, it's the number 10 trying to follow him through to the lead of the race. Goes Pato O'Ward. Alex Palou trying to follow him through. Now further behind, Scott McLaughlin is getting involved. He's under pressure from Romain Grosjean around the outside. It's incredible racing with 43 laps to go. Palou is into 2nd position. And now Newgarden trying to attack Colton Herter, who's managed to find himself out of the lead of the race. Palou in 2nd. Herter now swallowed up by Newgarden, who's into 3rd. Palou trying to attack. However, no, forget that, because Romain Grosjean looks to the outside. Never mind, Palou to the inside of Pato O'Ward. He gets that position on lap with 42 laps to go. Romain Grosjean trying to attack Colton Herter. There's so much going on at the moment, and Grosjean's got past Colton Herter.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Here is Malukas currently in 8th. Devlin Di Francesco behind, who is lapped, not for position, that is, but side by side, Romain Grosjean and Herter for 4th.
Grosjean holds on to that position. Grosjean holds on to that position for the time being. Almost to the wall. We've got a yellow flag, and we have got a yellow flag. It's Stingray Rob into the wall on the outside line. He's just going to lose the car straight into the wall. Nasty, nasty hit.
Big hit, and that's going to be a caution. And massive hit. Very, very lucky not to collect someone when he went from the outside barrier into the inside barrier. I hope he's okay. The AMR safety team straight on the case, straight on route, as they always are. And he looks like he's moving in the cockpit. I can see his hands moving around as well, but that's going to neutralise the race, and hopefully we'll get an amazing restart like we just did.
It's the last lap in the MotoGP, so Josh will hopefully be back with us by the end of this caution. I don't know whether he's going through all the podium ceremonies and things like that, or whether he is jumping straight back in. But Stingray Rob he is moving, so he looks, well, we shouldn't speak so soon that he's definitely okay, but he's at least moving, and they're going to help him out of the car, I think. But looking at a replay of what happened, he just got onto the marbles and he sent it straight into the wall on the right-hand side. Driver's right, all the way scraping across there. That will lose, presumably, tyre pressure, and then just can't get the car collected back up and flies across the racetrack.
Yeah, hitting the wall, that dislodges the suspension, and then that breaks, and massive hit. You can see the personnel, one of the safety people there, and having to dodge out of the way in the infield, but there is Stingray Rob, and hopefully he is alright. He looks okay, but he jumps out of the car now, but that's going to be a quick recovery job as the MotoGP has just finished. I won't say the results just in case you weren't watching it live and you're catching it up on replay, but he gets into the AMR IndyCar safety team medical car and he'll take a trip to the infield medical centre and get checked over as the field passes the incident now.
So, let's relax for a moment. They're readying crews in the pit lane. Right now, it's Palou from O'Ward, from Newgarden, from Grosjean, from Herta is your top 5. They were having an incredible scrap a little bit earlier on before this current caution period. O'Ward and Newgarden are into the pits. In fact, I think most people will take to the pits here because if you pit now...
Palou hasn't.
Palou hasn't. Palou stayed out, of course. So it's going to be interesting. He must think he can get to the end of the race, Alex Palou. Otherwise, he would have come into the pits, I am sure. Newgarden is in as well. That will be new tyres. Palou must be in next time by, surely then. Because I can't see the sense in not taking yet another stop. Just one final stop and you can definitely get to the end of the race.
Yeah, and there is Marcus Ericsson leaving, McLaughlin, Ericsson, Malukas Di Francesco, and Ray Hall as we lose the timing beam, as I believe NBC go on a break. But we are continuous coverage here, so stay with us. And still under course, and there is Alex Palou out in the lead, 37 laps to go as well.
So it won't be long in terms of pure running time when we get to green flag running here. It's not a huge clean-up job, actually, once they've got rid of that Stingray Rob car, the number 51. But he is one of the, well, it's the latest retirement of this race. Grosjean is in second. He also stayed out, as did Herta, Dixon, and then O'Ward, the first of the pitters, with Newgarden as well. McLaughlin stays in 7th. He must have come into the pits as well. So at caution here in Texas, there's a little bit of barrier damage actually on that safer barrier.
Yeah, they're just checking
outside.
They're just checking it.
There is a logic to say that if that barrier needs a lengthy repair, then they'll red flag this race. But I don't see that happening, to be honest. Looks okay.
Yeah, they'll AMR safety team really, really good at the work. They'll try their best. And current retirements, by the way, Rosenquist, Sato, Kirkwood, and Stingray Rob, if I have kept my spotter guide up to date. But come back on board with, I believe this is O'Ward in the Arrow McLaren.
Are on board on the television pictures with Pato O'Ward sitting in 5th position on new tyres, of course. So that will help him if he can get them up to temperature when we go to green in a few laps' time. You would think, I I can see he's switched over the television channel, has Josh. Yeah. So I think we'll be welcoming him back at some point during this caution period. Oh, there's someone into the pits.
They have ended the MotoGP
and that's
stream.
Dixon. That's Dixon into the pits as Joshua Birch will be jumping back in a few moments' time. I suspect he'll be going to get a drink or something, but it's been pure action here. So, as we wait to welcome Josh back, I will actually take us to a slightly earlier break and hope that we don't get the green flag signal soon. We shouldn't. But anyway,
we won't.
On this side of things, it is Palou, Grosjean, Herta, Dixon and O'Ward. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a few moments' time.
Hello everybody, welcome back. I am Joshua Birch. I must say, amazing job from Tom Dillon and Josh Turner. And I was listening during the MotoGP coverage. In fact, we turned you up a few times as well. But I have seen the race. Horrible accident for Stingray Rob there as well. Is he okay is the main thing I want to ask you.
We believe so. We believe he is. He got out of the car and into the truck. So I'd be surprised if he isn't going to physio tomorrow morning. But other than that, it should all be okay.
So, we're coming to the restart with 32 laps to go. It's timed it perfectly because I left Tom at a caution. He gives it back to me at a caution. Everything's working well. Should we go for one more time at Texas here today? Palou leads, Grosjean, Herta, Dixon as well. Green flag, race on again here in Texas for a 32-lap sprint. And it's going to be another set of pack racing as we saw a few moments ago. Grosjean trying to go around the outside of Palou into turn number 1. Dixon as well coming in. Herta has made his way up as well. He's going to have the inside of Grosjean. Oh, they touch! How was that not a major contact? Grosjean getting a tap from the back of Herta. Down the back straight away, Tom. Amazing start as Grosjean goes to the outside. Takes the high line and gets the lead away from Palou across the line.
Only just Palou's going to try and hold on to this. Herta in the background, still trying to go for it. Grosjean trying to get the swoop on that outside line onto the blacked line, but he's not quite able to find that position.
And Grosjean to the inside line at turn 3, and it's to the low line, and Grosjean leads ahead of Palou. What a restart, Josh, and look at Herta being forced right behind now, Padua Award, and Palou's back round the outside, and here comes Palou. This is what we love about Texas. You guys were going nuts about it for about 10 minutes ago. Pack racing works at this track.
Yeah, it really does. Palou goes on side by side, and here comes Patrick Ward. Patrick Ward down into the inside, and Patrick Ward takes the lead.
Brilliant move, and now he's going to go for it. He won on the ovals, of course, back in Iowa 2 years ago. He wants to take another win on the ovals for the first time since. Here comes, look at that, Newgarden, the early race leader as well before the cautions and the pit stops, coming back the way through the field. He's into third place, wants to get second away from Palou, Tom, and he's going for it as well, and Herta going on Grosjean.
Grosjean's being swallowed up here as down the inside goes Colton Herta, is showing us caution on my timing screens. I don't know whether that's going to actually happen. It is a caution. Oh, it's a 2-car accident.
Devlin Di Francesco is one of them as involved, and the other is Graham Rahal. And with 27 to go, they might stop it. And into the wall, that's the rear wing gone, the front wing gone, suspension's gone, yellows breed yellows, and with 27 to go, that might be a quick red to solve it, because we can't lose 10 minutes at this track. Wow.
The rain looks like it is going to hold off, Josh. So don't worry about that. It's 3 o'clock. They say it's currently coming up to 2 o'clock. So we've got about an hour in hand. So red flagging it, of course, will complicate everything. So 27 to go. I don't think they'll call this a day yet. Until there is rain on the circuit, they won't call this a day.
They'll leave this one.
Out of the car.
Great to see. And Devlin Di Francesco isn't. I can see him moving though, and he's perfectly fine.
He is angry.
If he's banging the steering wheel in that much frustration, he is absolutely fine. And I must admit, guys, I was saying at the end of the MotoGP commentary, we came off as soon as we came off air, and this is what happened. Look, and that was wow.
Yeah.
So Devlin,
I don't really know what. I don't know what Di Francesco was doing there.
He already had a broken suspension coming off the low line, and he's just going to run into the path of Graham Rahal, who has an aerial accident. That was looking to go up into the catch fencing, that actually, at that angle. Very close stuff.
So that's why he's frustrated. He's not frustrated because... He's not frustrated at Graham Rahal. He's frustrated at the fact his suspension's failed.
Yeah.
Every single race of the IndyCar 2023 series, we have had an airborne crash.
That's true.
How crazy is that?
And one on a road course and one on an oval. This is on board with Graham Rahal now. Watch the bottom of the low line. So suspension's already failed as well. Coming up and nowhere to go. You knew it was coming. That must be terrifying. Even in a split second, it's like you can see into eternity. Rahal knew that car was coming, and he knew he was going to go right over the top of it. Another aerial accident, which could have been a lot worse. Both got away with it, luckily.
Yeah, but they are quite lucky, aren't they? But anyway, it's quite a clean-up job as well. This is going to take a while. It'll probably be about a 20-lap sprint, I think, which isn't long actually. That's literally a few minutes, isn't it, around this circuit?
Yeah, it's not that long at all. The lap times here have been
23.
23s. Yeah, you're right. So it's not going to be that long at all. 23.448 was the fastest lap, so that is 46 seconds, 60...
Oh, to the pits, Grosjean, Dixon, and by the looks of things, Rossi.
And VK and Carpenter in as well, so they're all coming in for green tyres. It's going to pit road.
You've seen the playbook from Pat O'Ward, those fresh Firestones, everything, but 2 of the 4 cars that did not pit last time also decided to stay out this time, and Alex Blow and Colton Herta, so we'll see if these fresh Firestones make a difference or not. Scott Dixon wins that 2-man race off pit road.
So Carpenter goes back in time as the field just tries to circulate itself and catch up. What an interesting run we're having here in IndyCar, as the racing hopefully is exciting, but it's just continuing on. So we've got this time then. What else did I miss whilst I was away for the 50-minute MotoGP? That seemed like an eternity because it was wet.
Actually, not anything, because it was pretty much solo flying for Beto O'Ward for a while, and then all of a sudden we had that caution and it all hell broke loose.
See, that's why I'm glad. I said to Megan, I'm glad I'm missing an oval, part of the oval races, because not much happens on an oval. Because if you get one caution late on, like I said to her, you're going to end up with a 30-lap sprint. And that's exactly what happened. In fact, we were saying you came to caution on the last lap of the MotoGP race, and we thought to ourselves, brilliant, that means Tom can hand back over. Let's head down in the pit road for Stingray Rob.
Walter, you okay? Yeah, all good. I just feel bad for the team. We were going forward. And it wasn't by attrition. We actually had a really good race car, so I feel bad for the 51 Biohaven Honda crew. Tough day to end that way. You know, I think that we would have been running the top 10 by the end of the race. Just watching the replays now, I felt like the cars in front of me just checked up way too aggressively, and I got wide, but I'll go back and learn from the team. That was a pretty sizable hit on the inside wall there, but yeah, I just feel bad. I mean, I was feeling so good and comfortable in the car. We were moving forward, had the right strategy going, and yeah, I cost the team a good day.
Glad you're okay. By the way, his teammate is the aforementioned David Malukas. So when Malukas got that break from his teammate's crash, he came back to the radio and said to the team, I've got a little bit left. So Lee, he's fast, and he may be even a little bit faster on this final run.
And we saw David.
Can he be even faster at Texas? It's a dangerous combination they want to play. It's a dangerous game into the action. So this could be interesting. I don't know, Tom. I can't work out who's going to win this race. I really can't. There's so much on the air that they could go forward with.
I stand by that. I think Joseph Newgarden has had the best race car all day long at the moment. But at the end of the day, there's such a variability to this that I can't quite predict it. I don't think anyone can predict it. You know, it could quite easily go the way of Alex Blow, of O'Ward. Colton Herta's got a chance. I was going to say Roman Grosjean's got a chance, but I think in 8th position at the moment, that might be his chance pretty much gone. But by the looks of things, I would suspect we're going to have about 15 laps to go when we get to green flag. You know, there's not a lot of time to make your moves.
No, there isn't. It's going to be a lot of action, a lot of close running as well, and that's going to be around about. I'm trying to work it out if Megan's not here, and it's quite difficult. So it's 23 seconds per lap. So that's 46. Then we get to 69. So 1 minute 9 per lap, per 3 laps. So that's doubling up to around about 6.5 to 7 minutes off the top of my head of green flag running. So it's not a lot when we head back in, as you say, Tom. It's going to be really quick to finish this race. And that's why we love ovals. They're fun, especially short ones.
Yes, I love these type of ovals. I really do. And to be honest with you, this is probably the race I've been the most. Well, you know, that's a lie. I was really excited for F1, but this is the race that I've probably been, you know, equally as excited for, because I just love seeing Indy cars on ovals. I mean, more so than I enjoy seeing NASCARs around ovals, which is a controversial statement, I know, but I just love these high downforce cars on an oval.
Mega
that car's seen better days.
Yeah, that's going to get a rebuild then. The next time that car will be used, it will be practice and the orientation day ready for the Indy 500, because it's an oval car setup. So it'll be used, I think, in a few weeks' time. So they've got to get a quick rebuild on that. And then, of course, the month of May isn't that long away. Less than a month now as well, until we get going for the 108th running, I believe, of the event. Top of my head. 107th? No, it's 108th running, yeah, of the Indy 500 this year. And we'll be live streaming all of it, all of practice, all of qualifying, and all of race as well. We will be live for the Indy 500 week. The 2 weeks we have there. Pit Road.
Who is the engineer strategist for Pato Ward, who's up front. As he's talking, giving Pato some instructions right now. Boy, you needed that one caution. How much did that save you? Were you going to be able to make it to the end on fuel there? I know, Pato, you gave him the number, and he went, ugh.
It was, if it was just that caution, it was going to be very close on fuel. You still would have had to do fuel save. I think from our numbers yesterday, that was right at the split where new tires would have made up the difference. So we chose to do that, and we're already back in the lead, so yeah.
All right, Pato Ward going to try and finish off for his second Texas win, Dave.
Yeah, he's one.
Graham Rahal is finished for the day. It looked like you had no chance to avoid the 29 there.
Yeah, I mean, just, you know, a tough go. Again, you know, our setup to start the race is so far out of the window. It's just everything I could do to hang on as long as I did. And that put us a couple laps down because it went yellow right after that stop. And then, you know, really in this situation, nothing Devlin did wrong. You see a guy on my outside who clearly wasn't looking ahead and can't go out, can't go in. Unfortunately, just it's just a racing deal, but it's unfortunate. But I'm in one piece. You know, I cheated Texas again. We move on to the next one, and you know, but definitely frustrated. I think this entire weekend we expected a lot out of the Fleet Cost and Care team, and none of us were in the window at all. And for a team like us, it's absolutely unacceptable.
Glad you're okay. Good luck at the test tomorrow to learn some things. Let's go back to Marty.
Dave, restart coming up with around 15 laps to go, and Joseph Newgarden was not very happy with Romain Grosjean on the last restart. Listen.
Got a nice little shove from Grosjean into the wall there. Could have been bad. Pretty much the MO. You all right, though? He didn't live.
And here was that move. So, Hinch, what did we talk about yesterday with drivers trying to learn how to crowd someone going into turn one? That's about as crowded as it can ever get. And with a restart with fewer laps left, it's even going to be a little more chaotic.
Yeah, you got to remember at that point, Romain Grosjean's looking purely forward. He's relying on his spotter to let him know that Joseph's coming. He's not checking his mirror, you know, to see where he's at. That was just sort of a wrong place, wrong time, relatively innocent thing. They got away with it.
Tom, coming to you. I'll let you take over for a sec. Just need a quick swig of a drink.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, I quite like that attitude from Graham Rahal, appreciating that what's happening at the moment is unacceptable from his perspective. There's a couple of cars coming to pit road. It's Marcus Ericsson as a 9th position, who has just jumped in. Helio Castro-Neves in the Maishank car as well. He's going to delay the restart procedure ever so slightly. It works out for Romain Grosjean, by the way, who is going to now, I believe, get up to 7th position as he does. Yes. So he gaining another position. I mean, he's in this race. It's going to be difficult for him to pull through and get the win. But it wouldn't be unheard of.
Oh, Ward pitting. Everyone's coming into the pit lane. We're going to have some yellow pit stops as well. And
I don't think that's the case.
Is it a test?
Timing 71. Yeah, it's been broken a bit.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they're in the pits. I've sort of been having to rely on my eyes a lot.
To be fair, I agree with you, because look at the driver truck. It's going like 7,000 miles an hour. Okay, I believe you guys.
The track is going a little crazy.
Oh,
Only a little.
I hope it'll be fixed for Long Beach as well. The current idea is that, from what I've been told, Long Beach might actually start at 9, which means we might just get the MotoGP race done and dusted before the start. So what might happen is that Tom, who's wonderfully led the commentary today, will lead the build-up and maybe take the green, and then I'll come in and steal him and just take over. I must admit, though, Tom, everybody has been texting me saying as well, the experience of your broadcasting talent, being able to go from the Formula One to leading this IndyCar and then back to CoCom immediately is unbelievable. So you've got a lot of praise out here today.
Thank you very much. It means a lot. I mean, you know, it's not that difficult to just waffle along. Anyway, 13 laps to go in this race.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the cricket where we can trade off each other as well and waffle on and keep the show going as long as possible.
The Ashes is going to class. I'm very excited for that.
Do you know, I am. You've got me into cricket. That's the annoying thing. I've spent years criticising cricket. What kind of sport stops in the middle for lunch, as well, and cucumber sandwiches? But you've got me into cricket because it's actually quite fun. I did enjoy it, so well done. Well done, Tom.
Yes, well, the true test of that will be the Ashes.
Yes.
We're on the morning session.
We've got Wimbledon as well. That's going to be fun. Not on this channel. On USON, we've got Wimbledon. That's going to be fun.
USON. Well, cricket is also on USON. It goes without saying.
Yes. Go on, Josh.
Well, it looks like we're coming to the restart with 13 laps to go, 12 laps to go at the line.
Green flag, away we go. How many more times am I going to say that today as the cars go 3 wide across the tri-oval in towards turn number 1. And again, Dixon taking the low line. Ericsson trying to take the high line. Grosjean's coming there as well to take the full throttle approach. And the lead changing again. Palou to the low line and takes the lead here at Texas. Away from Pato O'Ward. And with 12 to go, we're now effectively in around about a 5-minute race, Tom. And it's all changing again.
O'Ward to the outside line. Palou on the inside. He's going to try and swoop it again, as we so often see down into this corner. But Palou is going to hold on for the minute. Newgarden is falling ever so slightly back. Roman Grosjean is 4 wide at the back. Palou on the inside. O'Ward on the outside for the lead of the race.
And Dixon's having a bit of trouble as well. He was side by side nearly in drama. And here comes Newgarden as well. My pick a winner coming right through the field as well. Side by side with contact. Scotty McLaughlin was also my pick a winner. I correct myself, I think. Was it Newgarden? I can't remember which one of the two. Either way, they're both making their way through the field for a redo of last year, Josh.
Yeah, they are. And Dixon, my pick a winner, back in 7th, but back to the front. Palou, Newgarden, and here comes Newgarden, catching up on Palou, maybe to go side by side, but David Malukas is in 4th. Side by side, 2 rows deep.
And Newgarden takes the lead round the outside. The early pace setter, he's been consistent today as well. And he's taken the lead again, but Palou staying on the inside line. It's allowed O'Ward to catch up with them as well. O'Ward keeps in between on the low lines as well. Palou takes in as well. This is getting very tense now. And Newgarden's getting his tyres destroyed as O'Ward says, OK, I'll go the high line as well. And here comes David Malukas. Malukas on for his first ever win in IndyCar if he can get through. Amazing stuff.
Erta and Grosjean are pretty inseparable at the back, as now all the way off for the white line as O'Ward is trying to go around the outside on Joseph Newgarden, who defended so staunchly there for a moment, but here goes O'Ward still trying to get the lead of this race with 8 to go.
And Malukas coming up into 3rd position as well. He's on the back of this lead lap. You don't want to lead, though, with 7 to go. It's not working out that much, Josh. Amazing. And look at that. Ericsson on the inside passing Herta.
Yeah, absolutely incredible indeed. Malukas is side by side, and here comes Dixon and Grosjean.
Side by side, taking it wide, and O'Ward wheel to wheel with Newgarden. Malukas wheel to wheel with Palou, and Grosjean and Dixon wheel to wheel. They're side by side. It's like a start they're trying to do. Unbelievable stuff. And now the pattern breaks with O'Ward settling in behind, and Malukas will not give up. He's trying to get ahead of Palou. O'Ward's having another go with 6 to go as well to Tom. This is insane. And they're still nearly making contact.
Settle is the word you can't use for this race. Josh is back to the outside. Goes Pato O'Ward. Here he is trying to find a way through. But on that outside line, there's been no doing for him throughout the entirety of this restart. He's got to force Newgarden out wide.
And here comes the Malukas on the inside, and here comes Palou as well. They're threatening in. Here comes Grosjean. Didn't think I'd say that with 4 to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars in the way to win this race, Josh. I can't call this. This is unbelievable stuff. They're changing every second.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. It's Newgarden, O'Ward, Palou, Malukas, and Grosjean. And here comes O'Ward round the outside of Newgarden.
If he's practicing that, he's going to have it.
Contact.
They're wheel to wheel. They are literally bumping each other in the tri-oval. How are they not making severe contact? And one of these two is going to end up in the wall. What they really are, if they're not careful, it's going to be an aeroplane accident. They're wheel to wheel over 220 miles an hour, Tom, and then still not pulling out.
all around the outside. Pato O'Ward, here he goes still. There's still banging wheels over the start-finish line. As now down into turn 1, it's yellow flags on the timing screen. What could possibly be happening? Newgarden leads the race. Malukas...
That's Grosjean!
What is Grosjean? It's Grosjean!
Went into the wall, hitting the side fencing to bring out the caution and the white flag, meaning it goes to who is in the lead at the line. Grosjean bounces across, white flag in the air. It's going to be Joseph Newgarden, the unlikely defending winner of the Texas Motor Speedway. He did it a year ago at the line, and he's done it here today with a caution.
Well, he had the best car all day, and that's the reward you get for that. It's disappointing for Romain Grosjean, this 28 guy. He had a really fast race car all day. When you were gone, Josh, I said that he's probably my tip for the Indy 500 this year, or at least he's got a chance for the Indy 500 this year. But it looks very, very fast indeed, and you know it's not long before we see Romain Grosjean fighting for championship, but that is disappointing. That's now 2 DNFs from 2 for Romain Grosjean in both races that he could have won.
Taking the double checkered flag at Texas Motor Speedway in the Lone Star State. He's got number 2 with 2 Texas wins. 2 stars on the side. Joseph Newgarden wins the Texas 375. Award second. Palou third. Malukas fourth. Dixon, McLaughlin, Herta, Grosjean, Ericsson and Eilert the top 10. And Grosjean out of the car. Go on, Josh.
Absolute incredible race, some amazing battles throughout, and that is what Texas has to offer. Texas, 9 times out of 10, always delivers, and I can say it has delivered today. Such a massive shame for Romain Grosjean. Hopefully he'll be able to finish the race next time out.
Tom, would you say it's 2 classics to start the season, St. Petersburg and here at Texas, or is Texas better than St. Pete was?
Well, this is probably this is probably more classic than St. Petersburg, but incredible race, the most entertaining race I've seen around Texas, and I thought last year was quite good.
They just didn't stop. They did not stop here today. I was quite I know they couldn't run it under the lights because of the incoming weather and all everything. We were battling the rain throughout as well, and it blew off in the end to 3 p.m., which means we could have started on time, actually, but I'm happy they didn't because it enabled me to get 40 laps in as well. Now, what are we looking at here? This is Grosjean making... just got his aero cut off by Malukas, and it just put him into the wall, Tom and Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it was just a case of getting a little bit loose by tapping that. I don't think he tapped it, but he trying to pull out.
Physical contact, just the aero.
Yeah, it's like taking away your skateboard, isn't it? What, from underneath your feet. You're just going to fall flat on your face because you've got a sudden massive change of air. Oh, I don't even think there was contact. I can hear Townsend Bell saying there was contact. There wasn't. It was just the air disruption on the car.
Yeah.
Oh, another nasty hit for Grosjean as well into the concrete wall. Let's see it on board. Go on, Josh.
Yeah. I swear that safety personnel has had 3 cars going straight towards him on the onto the back straight.
Stingray Rob, and the third I missed.
Di Francesco.
That was it, Devlin Di Francesco, yeah. The first caution.
There was contact, maybe. I can't tell from that on board.
Oh, huge. I wouldn't be surprised if Grosjean had a little bit of a concussion there, Tom, with that one.
Yeah.
It could be, and that's actually a genuine concern, because obviously concussion doesn't necessarily have to be a trauma to the head. It can just be quick deceleration.
A bit of a handshake there between... but that was Pato O'Ward who won. So he's in second position. Joseph Newgarden, who won the race, now coming in. As always, we'll hear from the race winner, and then we'll sign off our coverage of IndyCar. We try and provide as much as we can, but it's been. Here you go, Tom. You can do the honours and celebrate a little bit.
What a great race! It was, Josh. I enjoyed it is out of the car is Joseph Newgarden. I said it, he had the fastest race car all day today. I don't think there's much debating that. There was that stint where Pato O'Ward was lightning fast, but at the end of the day, if you hang in there during the cautions, then you're going to get the win of the race, and that was well defended on the inside as well from Joseph Newgarden, of course.
Yeah, it was a great defensive drive as well. And we're going to hear now what he has to say, speaking down there in the pit lane as well.
We are really, really good. But how intense, Joseph, was that battle with Pato O'Ward there on that final restart with 12 to go?
I'm so happy to be here for PPG and our team at Team Penske as a group effort this weekend. Pato gave me all the respect in the world when he was racing next to me, and it was just hard. It was really hard to fight those guys. I think Pelot was super strong too, so there's just no gimmies. It was packed up today, just very difficult to get away. And there was parts where we were really good and parts where we were weaker, and then when we needed to be good, the car was there at the end. So proud of this team. After St. Pete, I was kind of rethinking everything. I'm like, well, can we do this again? And then I'm so happy to be here and get this done. And thank you to Team Chevy as well, all their support. And PPG, obviously, being the title here is just a big day for everybody.
Middle of the race, Pato O'Ward took off. There were just 2 cars on the lead lap, you and him, and that was it. At that point, were you thinking, no way, this is going to happen today?
Well, I knew I needed something to catch back up, because that stint where he got by me and ripped a gap, it was my worst stint. I think we went the wrong way with our adjustments. Which was my decision. I was the one asking for it, and then I wanted to reverse it. And then, like I said, when we needed the car at the end, it was absolutely there. So I was a little bit worried if we didn't get help to catch back up, he might have run away with it, and we lost our chance, but they gave us another chance again, and we took it.
And Dave, no burnout for Joseph today because I lost that engine at St. Pete. He was reminded, hey, take it easy on this one. We're going to need it for the next race.
Marty, with Pato O'Ward now, second place, and such a strong race car again today, Pato. If not for the caution, what would we have had?
I was timing the toe, but it's been a hell of a start to the year. The guys gave me an absolute rocket ship. Everybody that was watching the race midway through, I'm pretty sure saw that. So it's been an absolute joy to drive this Arrow McLaren number 5 Chevy, and I guess we've had 2 second places, so we're still waiting for that win this year. But that's great. That's a great start to the championship, like I said, and that's what we need. That's what we need, and we're going to keep chipping at it to see that first win of the season and then try and rack some more up.
Joseph said you gave him all the respect in the world. Is that the way it should be?
Yeah, that's how it should be. It shouldn't be any other way.
All right, strong race today again for Pato O'Ward.
Good performance here.
Well, we're going to wrap up now, as you've heard from everybody, and going to talk about racing nonetheless coming into it as well, because 2 weeks' time, we've got all the action from Long Beach as well. We'll be live for the race from IndyCar as always. Myself, Tom, and Josh will be with us as well, I believe, because I'll be leaving or coming in. So the same team as well. And we've been through the ringer today with everything, with Formula One waiting around and IndyCar being quite snappy. We've all done the night shifts for the last couple of nights, so what are you most looking forward to do? Because I've done nothing this weekend. From Thursday night until right now, my life has been sleep, combox, edit, commentary, everything. So my question to you is, yes! Ed picked O'Ward! Ed did not get the pick a winner point. Yes! Sorry, Ed, I know I shouldn't celebrate, but yes! Brilliant. So my question to you two is, what's the first thing you're going to do that isn't motorsport related this weekend? I'll throw it to you, Tom.
Well, I'm actually due to go to the gym in about 40 minutes' time, so I'm going to do that. Would you believe it? A man who spends his times doing sim racing actually goes outside. It's unbelievable. But no, so that's first, and then try and fix my sleep schedule, because I am pretty much on Australian time at the moment, and I need to fix that by the Easter holidays.
It's so weird, isn't it? It feels weird. Josh, what about you? What are you going to be up to?
The sleep.
Yeah, I'm going to have some. I'm going to have some food, watch some TV, and go to bed.
Yeah, I've got a couple of stuff to catch up on, because I've been in the Australian time zone, like I think we all have, and yeah, it's been a good race, but next motorsport shenanigans for me. 10th of April down at Ringwood Raceway with some caravan bangers and stuff like that. And then 12th of April, the big day, BTCC.
Yep, Media Day coming up as well. Well, I'm going to do my little sign-off, but I think it's only right. The man who led the most of the coverage today signs off. So I'm going to hand over to you, Tom, to sign off the coverage because you did the most today. It's your show. You're leading. I just stepped in.
Well, thank you very much, even though your name is on the building, so to speak. But anyway, thank you all very much for watching this race at Texas. It's been a spectacular race once more. 2 incredible races at Texas in 2 years. And at the end of the day, it's Joseph Newgarden who comes out on top in race 2 of the NTT IndyCar season. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you all later. Good night.